welcome to Chit Chat Comedy Podcast. Oh my God, I didn't write their names down today, Carrie.
All right, well, I hope you know who they are.
I always go blank whenever I don't write the names down. Okay, I am here with Carrie Carabas, the beautiful, the lovely, the talented, the humorous, the ponytail wearing. And we have Joe Bronzi as our guest today. Joe Bronzi.
Thank you.
And the lovely Buddy Fitzpatrick here. And Carrie, I just want to say what I love about I've known these guys for many, many years. And never once, how many years have I known you?
Have she fucked you?
18 years.
18, yeah, I haven't fucked either of you. And how long have I known you?
Okay, we haven't.
Wait, can we
Well, we're not talking about you two.
Can we just say why you love the fact that you haven't?
No, I haven't finished my sentence.
How long have we known each other? I don't know.
We've known each other for so long, and never once have these men jerked off in front of us, ask us to take a shower, give us a massage. And Carrie Carabas, may I touch you as I am right now? Carrie said, I used you as a for instance when we were talking about sexual harassment. You were like, well, what are those guys going up to, what are women going up to the room for? If they know what they're getting if they go up to a guy's hotel room. Okay, I've been in your hotel room on a gig on the road. We went to a movie, and I used him and I've been in your hotel room.
Yes, you have.
At Wildwood, you showed me the shittiest.
Oh, my God, yeah.
He goes, I don't think you're going to want to work here. Let me show you the hotel room. Now, he could have, you could have jerked off or done some, but he was married.
I waited until you left.
He's married. They're my friends. I go to both of their, and
Okay,
nothing
but
happens.
they're your friends.
All right,
You
wait.
didn't meet them in Aspen.
Wait a minute. Are you inferring that if we weren't friends, we would have done that?
No,
I think
you're
she
not
is.
the type of guys. But
Okay.
but
Well, that's what
clearly,
she's saying.
clearly, Louis C.K. said this is his thing. Apparently, right? So he wasn't famous.
In fact,
and he
that's
said,
what he would say. He would go, "This is my thing."
And he said, "Do you mind if I whip it out and play with myself?"
Right.
Okay. So I didn't find that 15 years later, that 15 years later, these girls have to come out against him. Like,
No. Here's the thing.
The
because
fuck outta here.
The girl, no.
The fuck out of here, Patty. Get the
she's
fuck
like-
out of here.
I'm gonna get a cup of coffee. I'll be
Let's
right
She's
back.
more of a guy than the guys.
No, you're
my
wrong. I'm
point
not.
is-
But when the 14-year-old who really has a case gets dismissed because of two jerk-off bitches like this,
Okay, they're
that
not-
have no fucking, leg to stand on this
There are
one.
two women who knew a guy. They didn't know he had a jerk off.
All right, so when he said, "You mind if I jerk off?" I would have said, "You know what I do? I'm out."
maybe
But they stayed and watched him take off his clothes, watched him get in the bed, and
The
watched
way
him
I
jerk
heard it
off.
was that he would say, "Excuse me," he would go into the bathroom and he would
No,
come
no,
out
no, no.
already
Yes, that is-
showing it.
that is exactly it. That's what I heard.
No, that's not in their statement.
But that may not be in the statement. But that's how it
Well,
was. He would come out of
How
the
do you
bathroom.
know?
Because this is what
Has he done it to you?
No, but this is
all right.
This is
then.
the story. The dick was out when he comes out of the
No,
bathroom.
no,
The dick
no,
is
no,
out.
no. That's not what they said. They
Joe,
said
did you see
he,
This Is Us the other
he
night?
asked
Wasn't
them.
that good?
So good, I
Isn't it
cried.
awesome?
He asked him.
All right,
Okay?
we are going to let you guys talk.
No, that's okay.
eventually.
I'm having a
But
blast.
my point was,
We're your audience.
She
was,
keeps dwelling on
you have
this.
a live audience.
She keeps dwelling on this, and I
I'm not
have to
dwelling.
stick up for Louis C.K. on this one. He is a little bit of a freak, but he
a little
can't-
bit. He's
most comics
he's,
are.
No, he's a predator. And these two men, I am pointing out, are not predators. Never jerked off.
How do you know they've never jerked
Wait,
off?
hold it.
Well,
Wait.
you've jerked off, but not in front, not without people wanting to see you jerk off.
I want to tell you.
Yes.
The first time we worked together, you and I,
Yes.
the first night we
Yes.
went out to a Denny's.
Oh,
And we
yes,
sat
that's
down.
true.
Now I had opened for you. I thought you were brilliant and funny and very attractive.
Darling.
And we're sitting at the Denny's, and you ordered an omelet, and you said, "Should I have onions?" And then you looked at me and go, "Why? We're not going to kiss, right? I'll have the onions." I didn't know that was an option. I hadn't even considered.
I don't even know why I would have said that. That's a weird thing.
Because
to
that's
say.
funny, because you're weird like that.
But I always think that I'm going to smell, and that I don't want to eat. I won't eat onions before I come here.
Is that why you're fanning yourself right now?
But you looked up at me and you're like, "We're not going to kiss," and I felt very hurt. I felt, wait a minute, how is that off the table
Well,
completely? Because you'd rather have eggs right now with onions.
Well, I mean, you guys were married.
That's
you know,
true.
You're married.
I was.
All right, how's my week?
Oh, Carrie doesn't want to talk about this.
Hey, Carrie, how was your week?
How was your week, Carrie?
She never asks me
I
how
di-
my fucking week
I'm
went.
going to get to that. How was your week?
My week was Thanksgiving week, right?
Right.
That's what we're talking.
Yes.
Okay, so I had to stay up all night Wednesday night
To cook.
to cook. to cook, to get shit ready
Okay.
for the next day.
Yes.
To get up at 7 a.m.
Ugh.
to finish cleaning, to finish setting up, to finish making, to put fucking the whole table.
How many people?
15.
Oh my God, 15! Like that's not a lot.
Yeah, well, it was the neighbors. They had nowhere to go. It was my friend Lisa. She had nowhere to go.
I don't love 3 people that much that I would do that. That is work.
I don't
It's
either.
Wait, how
work,
many
but-
people did you have?
15. That's not even a lot.
That's not a lot.
That's not a lot.
And you can fit them?
Yeah. I
Were there
got
2 tables or 1?
2, 3.
3 tables.
Yeah,
Five.
3,
different
but one
rooms?
was a card
One
table
was
for
the
the ones
kids'
you don't
table.
like as
Right.
much.
So
All
my
right.
friend Gary,
for
who's
the-
like my brother, he came from Charlotte because he has no family left. So they all came to my house, and I'm like one of those people that like to take people who don't have anywhere to go to come to my house. So when we go, so I'm cooking, cleaning, doing everything I got to do,
Yes.
and it's a constant taking care of everybody. What do you want? What do you want? And then I look at my husband, and he's sitting there watching the football game, going, "Look at that! Look at that! You fucking missed the pass." I'm like, "You fat fuck! You sat on the couch all day with your broken shoulder.
Oh, he still has a broken shoulder.
Whatever. He's milking it now."
He says he does.
So, and I'm sitting there going, he hasn't fucking helped one iota, and he's sitting there yelling at the TV that the guy missed the fucking
That is
pass.
bad. He should
You
be helping
lazy
you.
fat fuck.
How did he break
You
his
lazy
shoulder?
fat fuck.
How
He
did he-
had rotator cuff surgery from jerking off too much. Apparently, he jerks off, too.
Well,
Now, if he was famous, I would fucking sue him.
so did the people like your dinner?
They loved my dinner.
See, I don't do I make deviled eggs, and I go to my mother-in-law's
You go to
house.
somebody's house.
I go to her house.
One or 2
What-
dishes.
We went to a restaurant.
Oh, that's even better.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Who'd you go with? Now you have a girlfriend now, or what's going on?
Yeah, I do. But I
Do you have
went
a
with-
boyfriend?
No, but I went with my.
What's wrong with her?
I'm
Because
very hurt.
I always thought, before I found out you were married, I thought you were gay.
Of course.
150%.
I thought I was gay
He
before I
says
got
that in
married.
his act that people thought.
Yes,
think
that's
you're gay.
exactly right. I do.
But
But you are very feminine.
I am
you
far
agree.
from gay.
But
He's
you
not
are.
feminine.
No, I can
Listen.
look. I can understand. I can understand why people think I'm
Look,
gay.
my
of course.
son is being called gay now in school because he's a little femmy like you.
When I was in high school, I joined the plays, the musicals.
Oh, yeah.
And guys on the football team would
Beat the shit out
call
of you
me
once a
faggot.
week?
Back then in the
No.
70s, you were allowed to say that. And, faggot, whatever, and they always made fun of me. But I was the one dancing with women and going out with them, and they were taking showers naked with each other. So I would go, who's gay? Who's the...
Can I,
you know what I mean?
As your friend, we've been friends for a long time now, I want to set the record straight.
Yes.
It's
He
not
only
just money
banged you
protesting.
once.
There's no way he's homosexual. He gives the worst blowjob. It's horrible. Rim job, joke. There's no way this man is gay.
Let's do it again. And this time, don't touch my head.
Give him another chance. Give him another chance. I know he can be good at it.
No, I can do it.
Well, we
I know I
can't.
can
You
do
know
it.
what? Patty says you're not gay, but her gaydar is so off.
Of course. So
So
was mine. My wife left me for the same reason.
Oh my God! Here's the thing.
She's a lesbian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think you had anything to do with her turning to the other team?
No.
Well, you sure?
It's a relief that I had nothing to do with her unhappiness. Look, I had the one thing she just didn't want.
A small dick.
Didn't matter the size.
That's true. But
Okay.
when they strap one on, it's pretty big.
Here's the thing that's weird about your wife being gay is that she didn't even tell you she was gay for the longest time. Or did she tell
You mean
you didn't want to
afterwards?
tell? Yeah, because I go, why'd your wife leave you? And you go, I don't know. Or were you just lying that you didn't know?
No, in the beginning I believed. I'm an idiot. Everybody who breaks up with me and tells me why they're breaking up with me, I believe that's why they're breaking up
Well,
with
what
me.
did she say why she was breaking up with you?
She had to go on a journey. It
Oh,
was just a
that's the
new
biggest
part in
bullshit.
her life,
Okay.
and
Journey.
she couldn't believe that I still loved her. See, it was the old. She was trying
Put it
for
on
a
you.
while for me to be the one. Hey,
To break
and
up.
my last one did that. Are we strong
She's
enough?
gay
and all
too,
that
Sherry
shit?
Davy?
Oh, don't say the name!
Sherry Scotland something.
I am
Okay,
going to
he's
get sued
leaving.
now.
Anderson.
No, you're not going to get.
You
don't
can't
say-
get sued.
She
I
didn't-
said it.
She didn't know.
I didn't know you didn't know. All right,
We
we'll
can take it out of
scratch
the.
that
We'll take it out of the other. at
It's
the-
not live.
Well, it is live. But
Well, we're live,
who's
but we
seeing
can
it?
always scratch it off of the
200 people.
iTunes.
Take
Anywho,
So would now be a good time to tell you my chick chat story? Can I tell you my chick
I
chat
was told
story?
I could say anything.
You can say
But
anything.
he said no names.
You live
Remember
that
when
way.
he said
Oh,
no
I
names?
didn't hear the no names part.
Okay.
Because
Now
I
he's mad at
out
us.
everybody.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Go
go.
ahead.
All right.
Go, Bronze.
So this is me doing my homework.
And by
being
the
a-
way, no.
She's not gay.
That's the answer to your question.
She's not gay.
I don't want to get sued. No.
She's
Well,
not
not
gay.
yet.
all right,
She's
background.
happy, and that's all that matters.
How do you know she's
Sure.
happy?
I saw
I
her. She
only
looked
hope
happy.
She is.
Oh,
Let me
oh.
put
No,
it
she
that
looked
way.
happy. We worked with her.
Yeah, we were, but yeah, I wasn't with you.
I
was
tried.
Yes, she
I
was.
tried.
She showed us a big
just
rock
need to-
ring.
I wanted
Oh, yeah,
to-
yeah.
She
I
has a
forgot.
big diamond ring, and she's getting married. And she's very happy. She's
very
lost
happy.
all this weight. She looks beautiful. She's vibrant.
Thank you.
Say that.
Fantastic. This is
I'm just saying.
this has been the best experience.
But he's
All
never
right.
coming back.
In my act, I have done a voice. Okay,
Yes.
it's just a gravelly voice. My girlfriend hates it. Rubs her the wrong way. You know what I mean? Nails on a chalkboard. She hates it. Don't
Lindsay,
do that.
can we say your girlfriend's
Sure.
name?
Can you do the
absolutely,
voice so I
Lindsay.
can tell you
Yeah,
if
I
it's-
will. No, it's annoying, but it's done in an annoying fashion in the act whenever I'm improving. And I originally did it in front of flight attendant friends of mine. I'm like, they're lovely people. They're beautiful. The attendants I get to do it. So, of course, I do it as often as possible. Now I've incorporated it into the act where I say, my girlfriend hates that joke. She's like, why do you do that? Don't do-" No, she doesn't talk like she doesn't talk. Why do you do that? Don't do that. They laugh. She hates it even more. So I'm doing my chick chat research.
Yes.
I say I love the show.
I like that he
But I want to
researches.
listen to a couple of episodes and get ready. This is last night.
Yes.
So I tell them
Love Danny.
it's such a vibe, the two of you. So whatever. Then I listen to both of you and Joey Cola, which sounds like you laughing at Joey Cola trapped in a room with a honey badger. It's very loud. And at one point, Carrie, you let out an "Oh my God!"
Yeah, that's my
from
voice.
the other room. My girlfriend
That's
goes,
my
"Will
voice."
you stop doing that fucking voice?"
You know what? I was going to say, when you were saying that, that sounds like me. I don't know why she doesn't fucking like that voice.
Oh, Carrie. She doesn't always say. Sometimes you can.
I
sound
do
sweet.
sound like that.
Your voice is a combination between
Yes, it
that
is.
voice
Well,
and my
right.
mother,
But I
who
make that
imitate.
voice. I
Who's your
purposely
mother's
do that voice.
You purposely.
Of
do it?
course, I don't have to sound
It's
like
comic
that.
effect. You don't sound like it
What?
right now.
Huh?
Exactly. My
That's
mother
my
is.
voice.
Will you stop right now? So if I put the two of them together, will you stop? That's what you sounded like on the tape.
It could have been, but you know what? It could have been Joey Cola too, because he has that fucking voice. Too.
Yes, he does. Yeah, you know that's a good point.
That's Joey
true.
Cola's voice too.
So wait, your mother. Now,
Mm-hmm.
his mother had. Would she have like 13 kids? or
7
something?
kids, raised them all by herself.
And your
My
dad
father split.
was gone. See,
He split after the 7th kid
He came in and out because he was married to 2 women for 11 years.
at the same time.
Same time, bigamist.
wait.
Did
was
he get
married
arrested?
to-
No.
including your mother.
Courts don't prosecute that in New York.
Really?
Yep.
And when he came back, did you like seeing him, or was it weird?
I had a beautiful girlfriend. I'll mention her name. She was amazing in college, Susan Girardi. And my dad had been coming in and out of the house
He got her pregnant?
for no.
All right, go.
So he'd been coming in and out of the house, and he was my dad. I wanted to grow up and be just like him. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know
You
he had
didn't know
this
he had
other family.
girlfriends?
No, had no idea. But
He went on business trips, right?
Anybody smart would have been like, something's off here. My brother Chris, Marine, he knew. Blind. I just worshipped him.
Yeah.
So when we found out he had 2 families,
Oh my
How many
God.
kids did he have with the other bitch?
he ended up having 3 that I know of.
And she didn't know that he was married either?
He told my mother he had an affair with his secretary. How cheesy is that? Is that fucking awful? It was his
Yeah.
secretary, Iris. He told me maybe I'll get sued.
Was he good looking?
My father?
Yeah, because you're a good looking guy.
Well, that's
so.
nice of you to say.
Pretty boy Bronzi.
Sure. Why
Yeah.
not? I think he was good looking at one point. So he has an affair with his secretary, admits it to my mom, but says I broke it off, but she's having our daughter. So I have to go visit my daughter. He tells her I broke it off with Mary and the 6 kids, but I have to go visit my kids. He's back and forth, but in and out of the house, missing holidays, birthdays, whatever. I worship my dad. I'm not paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
I just love him. My girlfriend in college, when it all came out, she said, "Aren't you mad at your father?" And I said, "No, I mean, I feel bad for him." She goes, "Whoa, aren't you mad at him?" And I erupted. I called him. I said, "Get over here, get to college, where I'm going to college, New Paltz. I want to talk to you." And I haven't seen him since. I reamed his
Did he
ass
come?
out. and
Did he
that's
come
it.
over?
He did. He did.
And you told him everything you thought.
Everything I thought and what I realized, and I didn't want him in my life. He was no good. He was an alcoholic. He was abusive physically.
To
know?
you or to your
Oh
mom?
yeah, to me. No, I don't know. I never saw it to my mother. I never saw him hit her.
Wow.
But yeah, his
That's-
favorite thing to say to me was, "Stand up, so when I hit you, you can fall down."
Oh my God, Joe Bronzi. No wonder you're a comic.
And you seem so well-rounded. You sure you don't jerk off in front of women? All right. Anyway,
That's what I like. But see, he's like the
all
outstage.
comedians have fucking a horrible
Sad
past.
fucking story.
So wait. So
Yeah.
now he
You
went
owe me
on.
one. I got this right off you being gay and your ex.
He
We're
went
getting to
on.
you.
He
Thank you,
went
I
on
do
to
owe
have
you.
another child with your mother, and then another 2 with the other woman.
Yes. Yep. My mom was Catholic, taken back. You know what I mean? He's, that's
they don't
you
believe in
stay
divorce
married,
back
right?
then.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Okay, so now she dumps him.
Oh yeah.
He stayed
When
with
it comes out that he's still married to her, it's over. It's
Okay,
done.
so now he stayed with the other one.
As far as we know, yeah.
They're still together.
Yep.
Okay. Well, he was a dick.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But I can see how a man, because men are twisted, can do that.
Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm a grown-up man, I see it too. I understand. I understand. Like for temptation, I had an awful marriage. So my secret for temptation, I'm going to tell a Joe Star story,
Okay.
was run.
Did you have kids?
'Cause I had 2 kids.
Okay.
I had
Two kids.
Beautiful
Very
kids.
cute kids.
I'm in Vegas. A woman hits on me, hard.
Was this while you were married?
I was married. I
this
never
close
cheated.
enough?
I never cheated on her, but not because I was in love with her. Because I didn't want to be my dad, right?
Yeah.
Right.
this
You could
wo-
go one way or the other.
Right. So this woman hits on me. I go up to. I said to her, I said, "What are you drinking?" I mean, she's made it clear what she wants. What are you drinking? I'll never forget. She said Malibu pineapple. I said, I'll be right back. Go up to my hotel room. I call Joe Star, which is a comic we all know. I call him. It's whatever o'clock, and it's like 4 in the morning, their
Right.
time. What's the matter, Joseph? I said, listen, talk to me so I don't go downstairs and cheat on my wife. What happened? I tell him. So he says
I
to
love
me,
Joe Star. He's the Rat Pack guy
Exactly.
that'll tell you.
the perfect person to call, and he said, and I quote, I'll never forget this, he goes, Joseph, are you listening? Are you listening to me, Joseph? I want you to jerk off vigorously.
Oh my God, he's so
Vigorously, Joseph, so when you go to touch it tomorrow, it shies away from you. And I laughed so hard, I was fine. All the pheromones were gone. I laughed, okay,
And
Joe,
then you
I'm
left
good.
the lady down at the bar.
I left her at the bar. I never saw her again.
Wow.
True story.
great.
You know, that's what happens, though, with guy comics. These girls, guys don't come on to girls after our shows. But
Yeah, I get guys that come on to me.
Oh, you do?
They're disgusting fat sloths.
Well, yeah, but you don't get, I'm sure she was hot and cute and whatever. Yes?
I don't get a
She was.
20-year-old.
And if
Right.
I'm a man. If I had a drink with her, and then you have the booze, and you think, well, she's touching me, it's okay, whatever.
Right.
And
It's not really cheating.
And then it's gone. You're just, and I know I'm weak,
Crash
so I
and
just
burn,
ran.
crash
I
and
just
burn.
ran.
Yeah.
That's true. All men are like that.
Now, what about your child? Buddy, I don't know anything about you. What's your childhood
Such good
story?
friends.
My childhood story is rather boring. My father was a sociopathic narcissist,
Already it's interesting.
which explains a lot. Yeah, he just was. I remember for my 10th birthday, I wanted a 10-speed bike, and he got me a rickshaw.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
How is
Really?
that true?
Yes.
Where do you even buy a rickshaw?
My father bought my mother one time for Christmas a paper dress.
I
A
remember
dress made out of
paper
paper.
dresses.
Yeah.
My
Then he
friend
could
had one.
eat it
He
off or
found
something?
shit that just, I don't know where the hell he came up with these things.
So
but,
what did you do with the rickshaw?
Well, I cried, I complained, and then I was made to feel guilty about that. And because then I had the problem. That's
Yeah.
what narcissists do. They make you feel like you have the problem.
Yes. Is he watching? I see you looking at the camera.
No.
Is he alive?
No.
No, because
Oh,
he's
he
not
died?
in,
Yes.
he's not in the movie.
He died. My father was the most interesting person he's ever met. And that's the
Great
truth.
line.
And so what I would do is I would carry kids to the playground for a nickel.
What do you mean you'd carry kids?
In the
Get
rickshaw.
Oh, in the rickshaw.
I take them to the
Honest to
playground.
God,
I
two
was like
poles.
a taxi back and forth. It was a real rickshaw.
So you took lemons and made it into lemonade.
Yes.
Is that what you did?
Yes.
You made
No,
money
I
on your
did.
father's
Right.
fucked up.
Yeah.
And
And
you're
then
a
when with the
success story right
the
here.
last people that I would take to the playground, I had a chain, and with all the bikes, I would chain the rickshaw up at the bike stand with the rest of the bikes.
And did you get beat up for this? This seems like
I
something
would
that
have beat him up.
Where
No.
was your mom in this? What was her role in your father's bike? My son wants a
A
bike.
100% enabler, which of course, yeah,
Are you friends with
which
her now?
explains a lot.
Oh my goodness.
Well, these are two really fucked up family stories.
My mother is still alive. Yes, she's 92 years old.
Oh,
She-
God bless her.
Thank you. She lives in an apartment by herself, but she doesn't know she's by herself. But she is by herself.
Who does she think she's with?
She's actually in an assisted living.
Oh, that's where my
okay.
mother is too.
Is she altogether there, or she's out
She's
of it?
just been diagnosed with dementia. in
Okay,
the very
just
beginnings
now.
of it.
That's
Yep.
fine. So she'll be fine.
She'll be fine.
Is it bad that when he told that story at first, I thought, as his friend, I thought, you know what, for Christmas, fuck, I'm going to get him a 10-speed. And then I thought, no, I'm going to get him a rickshaw. Is that
Good luck finding one. I mean, I don't know where my father found it, but he got one.
He went to
Was-
China.
He probably did.
Was it like a fuck you? Do you
Thailand.
think? Was that a fuck you
It's
gift,
because
or did
he thought it was a great gift. It had
Because he
nothing
got it at a
to do with
garage
me.
sale.
It had
Or
nothing
what
to do
you
with
wanted.
me. Yeah, it had nothing to do with me. He wanted to look cool in the eyes of the rest. Whatever.
Are you
the
the only
office,
kid?
I-
You the only
I have
kid?
2 older brothers.
No, so they probably got the better gifts.
They did.
You know,
They
there's
got
always
bikes.
the kid you like and the other kids you
Yeah,
don't like.
I,
So you were probably the last one,
Were you the
I
last
was.
and he probably didn't like you for some reason.
Probably.
He was
you
like,
know,
okay, I gave all my
I
love
never
to the
thought
first
of that,
two.
but thank you.
one? Carrie.
No, but
How
listen,
many
it
guests
all
have
makes
you
sense.
shattered? How
Nobody.
many guests?
You know what? It makes sense. After a while, nobody likes me anymore. That's exactly what happens.
all right. Well, as long as now you can
And
maybe.
then they get big rings and go off and be happy.
Now, were you friends with your mother at
He's
the
got to
end? Like,
let
are
you got to let
still-
that go. He's got to let that go.
What?
Oh,
With the
believe
father?
me, I have.
No, he
believe
has.
Me, I
He's
have.
moved on.
Oh my
You're
God.
We've
better
been friends for a
off.
long
Believe
time.
me, don't I know it, baby? Dodge the bullet.
And what about the mother? You were friendly with her when, or no?
With my mother?
Yeah.
I still go visit her, and she still knows I'm there, and you know.
He is
Yeah.
a wonderful, supportive. Go visit her if anything's wrong. She needs him. He goes galloping
The
down
other
to
two brothers could
Philadelphia.
care less, right?
I don't know.
No, they care. They do.
But they're
I'm
not
the
like
one-
you.
But he's the
yeah.
one that
They're
goes
not-
galloping to the
They
rescue.
never
He's the
were
good
like
guy.
me.
Right. They're not.
No, they're
No.
totally not
I
like me.
feel
They're not
like
gay.
comics do. Will you stop?
I'm sorry. Did I hit you?
What? You did.
No, I know. You're more of.
She
you're,
hits him
you're the
emotionally,
baby.
hits your arm.
I'm sorry.
Comics tend to have narcissistic
You know,
parents, I think.
You know that
I didn't.
that line
I know.
in "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me." See me once and know the way I feel. I think that's how I am.
I don't
basically.
What does
understand
that
what that means.
mean?
Heart on your
means-
sleeve.
It means
English.
you guys know who I am because I don't pretend. I don't portend. I don't pretend. I don't think about who do I need to be to this person.
Right.
I am who I am, and I've
There's
been
a
told
song.
that before.
I am what
Here
I
I
am,
am.
and
Yeah,
what
but that would be the
I
gay
am.
thing, and here she goes again with the gay thing. I am what I
That's
am.
You're a
national
musical
anthem.
guy.
What's that?
That's
What'd you
their
say?
You're a
National
musical guy. You would know these
That's
songs.
company, right?
No.
Is that
No,
company?
that's La Cage aux Folles.
It's
Okay, but
Sondheim.
let's just talk about how funny you are, because you're very, very funny.
Oh, thank
and
you.
one of my favorite bits of yours is how you live downstairs and there's a fucking family upstairs.
Oh my God, that's an old bit. Yeah, when I was married, and we used to play this game called "What the hell are they doing up there?" Remember that bit?
Yeah.
And then I would say, like, the phone would ring, and then I would jump across the stage, bang
Just
on the floor,
stamping
pick it
your
up,
Yeah,
and go,
because that's what it
"Hello?"
sounds like.
I
Wait, I'll see if she's in, and then I would bounce.
Bang,
Stamp,
bang,
stamp,
bang,
stamp,
bang.
stamp.
And we had a little backyard. It was a little townhouse. We had a little backyard. Oh my God, you're making me remember this. And I would say she would get pissed off at me if I didn't mow the lawn. So I'd go out there and mow the lawn. Woo! And then I was done. You know, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of my favorites of yours is your Lion King bit. I don't even know if you do that anymore. That's
Oh
an old
no,
one.
no, I haven't done it for years. I haven't
Yeah.
done it because my kids were addicted to the Lion King, as
Yeah,
every
my
other kids at
my
that
kids
time,
were
right?
too, of course.
So
yes.
it played on the VCR over and over and over again, and it was a true story. The whole family, cousins.
Wait, The
I've-
Lion King is a true story?
Yes, it is.
That's interesting.
It was.
didn't
A,
know
Did they
that?
change the names?
yes.
Yeah,
It makes
to
anything.
protect the
When
innocent.
you watch something
One of them was
over
Sherry.
Based on a true
and
story.
over and over and over again, you're ready to fucking
Yeah, kill yourself.
the guy
Yeah.
who wrote the show.
Amen.
And that's when you're driving in the car by yourself and you're going, can you feel the love?
And you know all the words and the
Yeah,
whole nine.
yeah.
So all of my mother's 20 grandchildren are in a room watching this thing again, like it's the first playing of the family gathering, and the tape broke, as a true story.
Oh,
So my brothers and I, who were all crazy, we all looked at each other and went,
thank God.
"Bah-hey-ya," and proceeded to put on our version of the Lion King.
Oh,
That's the whole
nice.
bit.
great.
That's
That's
nice.
the whole
That's nice.
Are you? Is he?
So
close
you
enough
lost
to the
a lot.
mic?
You
Am I?
lost. Yeah, he's good.
You
I
could get in close to
I
Slim.
could no, but I could hear him. I could hear him though.
All right.
Oh my God! Now you have to tell the story all over again.
No,
Can we start at the beginning with the
Yeah,
whole
let's
chick
go.
chat thing
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
Joe
Yes.
Star?
By
you
going up
lost
to your room.
quite a few pounds because you were a chubba when I saw
He
you
was
last.
never chubby, I wouldn't say.
His face was fuller, and now
He's
you've
definitely
slimmed
lost-
down. How did you slim
Isn't
down?
he a handsome
I can't
devil?
lose
He's
5
very
fucking
freaking
pounds in this.
Wait, can I just comment on about you saying he's handsome? I told you the story. There's a woman who comes to my show. I won't say her name, but she's in her 70s. 77.
Oh, that name you
Comic.
won't say. Oh my God!
Anyway, she, after seeing Joe Bronzi, remember when you were on the same show with me? And she goes, how about that pretty boy who's on the show with you? And I go, yeah, that's Joe Bronzi. She goes, and I had never heard her talk to me like this ever, ever, ever. She's in her 70s. She's with her husband who's also in his 70s. And she pulls me, she goes, how about that good-looking guy who was on the show? I go, yeah, that's Joe Bronzi. She goes, I could suck on that.
You never told
I
me
told
this.
you this.
I
I
could-
know.
Tell me
I
this.
And she would
I
take
could
out
take-
her teeth
I was
to
just
do
gonna
it. Lower my volume,
Great
please.
minds
Let the
think
guest
alike.
have
And that's
the
how
joke.
I lost the weight.
I'm just going to say that.
Yes,
You're
but
so
I got to
funny.
tell you, you are a catalog model looking. Like I could see you in Sears and
yeah.
Roebuck, or like in
This is
J.C.
going way
Penney's
better than I thought
catalog.
it would.
He's,
Thank you.
He's
That's very
like
sweet of you.
he's like the
The
pretty,
All-American.
like you know the killers like Dillinger. What do they call
Yeah,
pretty
Ted-
boys? Something.
Oh, yeah, Ted
Pretty Boy
Bundy.
Floyd.
Ted
Yeah.
Bundy like.
Oh, Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy.
One of my
Ted
best
Bundy wasn't
friends
big.
always thought that the guy who shot Kennedy.
Oswald.
Oh,
Lee Harvey,
Oswald.
she had a crush on Lee Harvey Oswald.
that's
She thought he was cute with the 5 o'clock shadow and like a
Bad
weird
boy.
way. Yeah,
Bad
bad
boy.
boy.
He was
yeah.
diminutive. Some women like the little guys. That other one was little. The killer. What was his name? The one who just died.
Paul.
Manson.
Manson.
Charles
thank you.
Manson was a
Charles
little
Manson.
dude.
Yeah,
Little
he was
skinny
teeny.
dude.
All these
I was
guys.
going to say Paul Williams.
They.
He was teeny too.
was
Everybody
tiny.
everybody was doing condolences to the family of the Manson on Facebook. Did you see that?
No, I
People were
didn't.
getting pissed off.
Are you
It was
serious?
Like, yeah, they were joking.
Like real?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay,
ironic
okay.
rest in peace.
To the family.
Yeah, like go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I was, when I was married, the heaviest, 263 pounds.
What are you now?
See?
I was.
Hello?
Right now, I'm
I was right.
189-ish.
Right.
Oh, so you were almost. Wait,
He had
80
tits.
pounds. Why do you remember his tits, Carrie?
Because I just do.
Well, I also find that
'Cause she
Buddy
could
is very
suck on
fit.
them.
Also.
Oh, thank you.
You work out, you boys?
Almost-
I do.
Yeah.
You do.
You're not bulimic.
No. I'm not
Carrie.
gay. I'm not bulimic.
And
I'm
let's forget
fine. I
who
have a
was-
girlfriend. I will give her a ring this fucking big one day.
Wait a minute. All I can say is I'm sorry. Forgive us for Carrie Carabas's comments. I am not.
I am not bulimic. No, I
All
go
right,
to
good.
the gym.
He's
and-
look. You all have you have packs.
Look,
all you
out
guys?
of the mud and the gook comes
your-
the
of your marriage?
lilac, right? Is that the
Yes.
right?
The
So
lilac.
a lot of good things
The
came out
tulips.
of the last 2 years, and one of them was I went to the gym, started taking care of myself. With a
How
nice
old are your
woman,
kids?
17 and 19.
All right, so you're hanging out with
Oh,
them.
they're old. That old yet?
Kind
What's
of.
that?
They're that old? I didn't know your kids were
Yeah,
that
my
old.
oldest is at Pratt in Brooklyn,
Uh-huh.
That's
and my
nice.
youngest is a senior, probably
That's
going to
good.
Stevens in Hoboken.
Wow. So wait, I want to know when you found out the wife was gay. When did she tell
See,
you that?
Patty's.
I'm obsessed
because she
with-
never knew.
I knew.
Like, okay, let me ask you this: when you're having
Did she
sex with
cry
your
down
wife,
the aisle when she was going down the aisle? Did she cry down the aisle?
No.
Okay,
Okay, her husband did.
he cried going down the aisle.
Well,
Oh,
I would have been like,
funny.
oh my God, gay.
Red flag.
But wait, you didn't see your wife go a little lesy-ish? She's doing lesy-ish behavior. The outfits.
I'll tell
Like
you-
the butch haircut.
I'll
Did
tell
that
you,
happen?
no. And
No, she had long
to this
hair.
day, you wouldn't know.
Okay,
She's
lipstick
very
lesbian.
attractive, and we are tight. We are very close. We raised the kids together.
That's good.
I had Christmas last year, and I went to her house this year after Thanksgiving with her wife, and had a wonderful time. And I'm in front of the kids with them. And Joe knows we came full circle.
And is
The
she,
wife. The
Yeah.
wife have
She a
a
little
job
butchy?
with a pension?
Yes, and benefits.
Exactly.
Yeah, and benefits.
That's why she dumped him. You know
Yeah.
what?
Excuse
that
me?
pension and that benefit. I mean, I got to
Wait.
tell you.
Let me tell you something, though. You may have a point, but it's nice to be with somebody now, and it's in the beginning. But
How long you been with this
she
new
could
one?
give a shit how much money I have, and that's a nice feeling. You know what I mean? It's
Why did your
good-
wife care how much money you had?
I think so. I think she got tired of being the breadwinner.
I think women with real jobs don't like when the guy doesn't have a. Not
and
that
then when
you
you're
don't have a real
older,
job.
then when you're older, you're trying to look for somebody to
That you could just
put
like.
a kid through college, and you can like them, and they're going to be fine, and you're with them long enough to legally get some shit when you leave them. You know what I mean? That's what I know. A lot of women who do that in their their 50s or whatever.
Wait, what does your girlfriend do now?
She's a teacher.
Oh, so she's got a pension, so she's okay. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you make, right?
She's just she's the real deal, and it's nice to be with
Oh,
somebody.
so you're in love with her?
No, not yet.
Oh,
But I will.
I hope she's not watching.
On the way.
I'm on the way.
oh, you're not in love with her?
Well, how
yet?
long are you dating her?
Yeah, how long? Maybe you should be in love with her by
Shut
now.
up, Patty.
This
How
was
long?
I've been, let me see, when I first met her, it was the
It's been
month
weeks.
of May.
May?
No, it's been a few months.
Okay, so
Okay.
then, no, you're not in love with her yet.
I
Her dysfunction hasn't completely.
I have
full-
been with,
yes.
for the first time in my life, I've been with women.
What does that
I never
mean?
did that. Well, I was married for 23
One-nighters.
years.
Oh, and then you banged women.
Then I was with somebody for almost 5 years. So this time I went out and just met women and had a good time and met
Banged
some
them.
really nice
You had
people.
sex.
Bang them.
Sometimes, yeah.
Bang them.
Interesting. And how would you
And
get
one
to
of them
that
was an
point?
African American. I'd never.
You never
been
were
with
with a
an
black
African-
girl?
No,
You didn't call her African. You didn't call her black.
I can call her black.
It's very politically correct.
Yeah.
And how was
How was
love
that?
making with an African American woman?
It was beautiful.
She had
Really?
a claw down there.
Carrie,
She had. It was like shaped like this.
fist.
Well, I don't think it makes a difference, African American. On a
Well,
woman, on a
is
man, on a man,
visually,
there's
it makes a hell of a lot of difference.
huge
Visually, what's the
dick
difference?
compared to.
It's
you know,
just neat to look down or up and say.
What do you mean down?
yeah.
Her vagina? You mean?
No.
It's the same as a white woman
when she's under you. No, it's not.
It-
I'm talking about when you're face to face and you're.
because she's dark skinned. Okay, but there's no
I like
physical.
the way your sparkling earrings
But hold on a second.
against your skin, so brown.
Well,
Why
he's
would he say
so
that if
white.
it didn't make
He's
a difference?
so white. But forget about all that. Her physicalness is all the same. They don't have tighter crotches.
They
I
got
want to say
bigger
pussy,
booty.
but I don't want to say that.
Yeah, I think their pussies are different, actually.
A man,
I've heard
a
that.
black man has a huge one. Well, how different is it, Patty?
I've heard that they're different.
Like what? The color?
No, just a vagina is a different feel in a black vagina or a white vagina. I don't know, but maybe that person wasn't telling me the truth.
Weigh in on this.
Okay, wait. Give Adam a
Listen.
give Adam
It
a
doesn't
mic.
I don't need a mic.
No, we couldn't hear you last time when you weren't on the mic. Get over here and fucking talk in
He's
the mic.
saying it doesn't make a difference.
It doesn't make a difference.
Wait,
I didn't
you've had a
think so
black
either.
Now you're
vagina or
just
a white
bragging.
vagina? It's the same.
Now you're just bragging.
No,
Yeah,
he's
right,
definitely
right.
he's definitely been.
He's
around.
with an
So,
Indian woman.
Mostly women of color and a
it
lot
feels
black.
the same?
Yeah, it feels it. Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Yeah. Okay, this might be different. They might have a different smell to their
Yes.
skin,
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't.
like a coconutty.
Oh my god.
No, I'm just
That's
saying.
a good point because it's true. That is very true.
They smell
No, that's
coconut.
because they wear the lotion.
No. There is a
There's
certain
a different smell in the
yeah.
skin.
Smell.
In white people, beige people, Asian people smell like beef and broccoli. I'm just saying.
Carrie.
I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Trivia question: Who was there when the Chick Chat got shut down?
No, but
It was Buddy Fitzpatrick and Joe Bronzi.
no, seriously. There's a difference in my skin, your skin. You know, there's a different odor. Each person
Well,
has their own.
Everybody
odor.
smells it. You know what I like about Kevin's smell? No smell. Like, I've
'Cause
been
he's
with
Irish?
guys whose feet stink.
Oh.
I won't even say the name.
Say it.
But I was with somebody
Patty,
whose
come on.
feet
Scott
stunk.
It's
Scott
amazing
LaRosa.
how many
Scott
names.
LaRose.
It's amazing how many names they're not saying. Isn't
Scott
it? Number
LaRose.
one name
Scott
on it.
LaRose.
I will say my ex-husband had smelly feet. Okay, I can say that. My
And that's
ex-husband.
weird because he's gay.
Yeah, but he had smelly feet. Some people smell in different areas. So he had smelly feet. That's the only place he smelled badly. And I dated a guy once whose BO under his armpits was like so cloying.
wanted to
cloying-
vomit.
How long did that last?
Not
How could
long.
you do that?
Not long. But his
Oh.
BO was like it could cut
They
you.
can't- some
It was
guys
so-
can't
It was in the.
Greek
it
guys-
was like Pigpen. It was around.
It was
Yes.
just
Yeah.
dis-
Greek guys have that stench.
I don't
But
like
my
that.
husband does not have it because I would not tolerate
I was going to say you
it.
wouldn't put up with that.
Fuck that.
My feet
I
have
had
no
a cook.
odor.
I had a cook in my restaurant that he'd walk by and we'd be like, right? So every time.
What do you
I
mean?
don't,
You'd be like, oh, like it was
Like
bad?
dizzy, like oh god.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like he'd walk by and all the wait staff would go. So
Yeah, it wasn't. Ooh, he's
the
hot.
joke
It wasn't
was
that.
the joke was when another guy would like after he was long gone, and if another guy would come in to start working for us and he had that odor, everybody would go Vasile. You know,
What's Vasile?
That's his name.
Oh.
The first guy's name, and we'd like, oh yeah, I got that. But how do you not smell that yourself? Because you know what? If I have an odor under
I can
my
smell my
armpit,
own
I'm like,
odor.
okay, it's
Yeah, but
me.
for some people that it turns them on. Remember Kevin Klein in
Oh,
Fish
yeah,
called
yeah,
Wanda.
yeah.
Yeah, he loved it.
He loved
Stick
the
his nose-
smell of his.
Yes, some guys like a
armpits, yeah.
smell.
You know what? Most fetishes that I hear about, if I'm not into it, I can see how someone could be into it. That no.
A smell, a bad
No.
smell. I had a guy
No.
after a show because I was talking about vagina hair in my act, and he comes up to me afterwards and he said, and he's with his wife, and he goes, the first time we had sex, he goes, she was all shaved. He goes, and I was so disappointed. I said, can you do me a favor and just grow that out? And she goes, what? You're the first guy that's ever wanted me to grow my hair out. And he goes, yeah, I like the odor, so just leave it. He goes, and she goes, yeah, it's true. She's telling me it's true. I don't know why these people share all this stuff with me. I just literally met them, and she goes, it's true. She goes, and he likes it when I come back from the gym after I've been sweating,
Oh,
and we have
God.
sex then with her hairiness. So it was like he really gets into
gets
He
off
liked
on
the
it, yeah.
female scent. He's a cave fucking man.
The
Yeah,
pheromones,
you're right, you're
some
right.
people that really lights them
That's
up.
what, that's what the smell
I dated
is.
this girl when I was first in New York. I remember, and I'm not going to say her name, but
Why not?
the first time we got naked,
Yeah.
I realized she didn't shave under her arms and
Oh.
she didn't shave her legs, and she wasn't somebody that that did it because they could get away with it. The very light, it was a very hairy person, and afterwards. She said, you don't care that I don't shave.
You didn't
Well,
let that
let's
stop
be-
you,
no,
right?
it-
No.
I was in my 20s.
Afterwards.
I don't care.
An asbestos suit wouldn't have stopped me. I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
She also had a beard. He didn't give a shit about that either.
No facial, but
Hair
she
on
was.
the nipples. Did you
and
ever have a girl with hair on the
yes,
nipples?
that was a big
Yeah,
big hair coming out
Yeah, you
saying
gotta-
howdy. I'm
you
like,
gotta pluck
that's we
those.
got to
Oh,
get
my
rid
I
of
have
that.
one. I have one right here, but it's probably gone now. But I got
There's-
to pull it out
there's
all the
nothing
time.
there.
There is. There's one. And one time I was just going like this, and I went like this, and it was like this long. I'm like, how did I miss that?
It comes out
It's
quickly.
fucking long.
It
And
comes
then I
out
yank
quickly.
It out. I yank it out.
My daughter always gets there's one on my eyebrow that gets very long.
Yes.
And she always plucks it for me.
Oh, that's
Yes.
nice. I have
Yeah.
one that curls around over my eye. It's just like my eyebrows are normal and they don't grow in. Like my eyebrows haven't grown in like fucking 15 years. But there's one that comes out, curls down into my eyelash. It's like you can feel it, and I have to get it out.
So can I. And like we'll be driving and she'll look at me and go, Dad, do you have the tweezers? I keep a pair of
I
tweezers.
keep them in my car too.
Yeah.
Because I always get a.
And
See,
I,
it drives-
I do my nose hairs.
it
when I'm
drives
going on
Lindsay-
dates.
I do
You
my
should
nose
never
too.
pull your nose hairs out.
I pull
Don't
my
pull
nose
them.
hairs out.
There's trimmers. They're quick. They're painless.
Right,
Zip,
listen
zip,
to me. When
done.
you
So is
pull
the
them,
tweezers.
I'll tell you what
Oh.
happens. If you pull them,
That's what I
and
do.
then now you're leaving that thing open, right?
Yeah.
When you just pulled it,
Yeah.
if a bacteria gets in there, you can get a huge infection in your nose and die. I'm just saying.
I have been
I've never
doing
heard
that
that.
for
What a way to go.
years.
I do it too.
Okay, well, don't.
And
do
then
it
I
anymore.
sneeze and I blow the infection out. Maybe.
I don't know, but they say never pull. Look, Google it. They say don't fucking pull your nose
True,
hairs out.
Google.
It's disgusting.
Google.
Little-
So painful.
In a way,
Get the
there-
thing,
in
the
a way,
trimmer. That's
Yeah,
what
the
I
trimmer
I
know.
have a
just
trimmer. The
boom,
trimmer
done.
doesn't get it close
I
to
think
the
so
edge.
too.
Oh, it
I
does if
agree
you
with
get a
you.
good one.
I gotta
agree with
I gotta get in there and yank,
Yeah,
and then it
I yank
cleans
too.
it
Oh,
out.
Patty,
Yeah.
that's sick in the head.
Wait, I have a question. So
I do
did
the
you
same
say
thing.
something to the girl with the bush in the legs?
You
Did
know what?
say?
I said.
What'd
She
you
said
say?
you don't mind it. She brought it up.
Yeah.
And she said, I said, you know what? I'm trying to be as political, not political, but as gentle and kind of. I said, you know what? I like the contrast between
The
the
men and
male and the
women.
female,
Yeah.
the hairy and the smooth.
Yeah.
But the hairy and smooth was the last one. I'm like the hard and the soft and the curvy and the angular. And I came up with a whole bunch. And I said, and then the next time she was complete, she shaved everything,
Well,
which
why
was
wouldn't
really
she
sweet.
know to shave? Like,
Well,
wh-
she was,
Is she
it was,
from the-
it was
No,
her
there's
thing,
a lot
and
of,
she
there's
was
a
gonna
lot
help
of
Hillbilly?
earthy people. There are a
Yeah.
lot of earthy people that don't believe in doing
and
that.
it's fine,
I
but
actually
that's not to my taste.
yeah, yeah.
I
that's-
let my hair grow out in L.A. when I was living in
Your
L.A.
underarms?
My underarms.
In L.A. of all places.
In LA, I let them grow.
Why?
And because it was something
was
happened.
rebelling.
Something happened with my friends, and they were like, I had a little hair, like very little. You couldn't even see it. And they're like, Karavis, your armpits. And I go, fuck you, I'm never shaving again. They're like, well, you're not coming out with it. So then they got really long, and we'd go out to clubs, and I'd be like, they're like, get
fuck
away
you.
from us, get away from us. And then, wouldn't you know it, finally I shaved because I couldn't handle the
It
wetness.
smells. It
no,
smells.
it doesn't smell. I never had an odor from the hair, but I always felt wet, like it was always wet.
Yeah.
So I had to shave it, but I got it pretty long. I got it like long, but not a lot. But anyway, so it was really long, and then I shave it, and a year later, fucking Madonna doesn't shave her armpits, and it was the biggest thing. And I go, oh, now it's okay that fucking Madonna does it? That's skank?
It's never been okay. It's not okay. It's not
Yeah,
okay.
I don't think guys like it.
I don't. Just
I've
me.
never.
No,
I've
no.
never
I
been
can't
with a
see the
woman who.
comments
You
that
never
anybody-
did?
No one's
I've never been with a
commented?
woman who
you gotta
didn't
go to
shave.
Chick Chat page. It's on the Chick Chat page today. It's not on our pages. He did it different today.
I don't see it.
not any comments.
There's not.
But the same token, let's
Yeah.
be fair on the other side. I
Yeah.
think men should trim. I think, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
it's
Yes.
definitely, listen,
Shave
you want to
your
be
balls.
courtesy. You should, because
Well, just
odor.
not-
You know
like,
how hard it
sticking
is
out
to
high.
shave balls, though, because you'd have to pull
Yeah.
all that extra skin out.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Because
a pain
they're
in
like
the ass.
accordions, their
It
balls.
just, you know,
Pull
yeah.
the skin out and then shave them.
I don't
right?
think you should
And then
shave
let
a
it go
ball.
back
You're
in.
gonna nick. I think you need just little
No,
scissors.
you're not going to
Listen
nick
to
if
me.
you pull the skin.
First of all, listen. I don't know if any man has ever shared this with you, but I'm gonna. If they haven't, you're gonna
What?
love me forever.
What?
Wax.
Ladies' razors suck.
Yeah.
All the
why is
female
that?
one, I don't know. Probably because they were invented by a man.
They don't
you
get a close shave.
You get
I
a
agree.
man's razor. It's a million times better, smoother,
Smoother shave. I
gentler,
agree.
less nicks. I don't know why that is.
So you shave your balls.
I do. I shave. I groom. Everything's nice,
pull-
neat.
You know,
the ball
I
sack
do have
and
to
then
say,
shave.
I don't. I used to. The older men.
Sorry.
The older.
I use a lot of shaving cream, Edge
Shaving cream on your balls.
No, it's nice.
Patty.
Yes.
The young men
Yeah.
shave their balls.
That's true.
And they're, young kid, no balls, no hair, nothing.
Yeah.
There's reason for the hair on the balls.
What is the reason?
To cover how ugly they fucking are. Because it kind of camouflages that whole area. So you don't
Nothing
rea-
makes them attractive. It doesn't.
And you know what? You
the
could
female
tell-
body
you-
is beautiful.
I think a
period.
vagina is ugly,
The male
let's be
body
It
honest.
is.
not.
It's a clam.
Okay, let me ask you guys. When you look at one, though, you're not thinking, "Wow, what a beautiful vagina."
Listen to me. I'll tell you this right
Come
now.
on.
Well, it depends on who, because the porn stars have pretty ones.
Well,
What's pretty about them?
but I'll tell you.
Okay, what's
I'm
the
not going
difference?
to. I'm not going to say the person, but I said to this person, I said it's beautiful.
Not going to say
I said
the
it's,
person.
What
it's beautiful,
person? Oh,
and it
do we
was.
know them? No.
But I'm not going to say who.
We don't
I'm
know
not
them,
going to say
though.
them. Sure, you don't know.
Probably
them.
his girlfriend. But go ahead.
So.
Yeah, we don't have to say.
But I
something.
said
How
it,
many
and
people aren't
she
saying
said to me,
names?
"I didn't realize
say it.
that they were different."
I-
I said, "As different as a face."
What's different about them?
The shape, the whole
They
one
hang,
was.
I guess?
One was like roast beef. Was like
I'll
a
tell you,
sandwich.
I
Some
will
have
tell like
higher
baloney
voices.
flaps,
What?
like baloney flaps. Can I tell you one thing? Mine's normal.
I was going to
Your
have my
vagina?
mother watch this, but
I'll
no.
show you all later.
I haven't
Mine is
seen-
completely normal.
I haven't seen enough vaginas to know.
Even
what-
after my kids, mine's completely tucked normal, right? But one night, my friend got bombed.
Oh no.
I'm serious. And she wants to go to
What
Florida.
was her
She-
name? I'm not going to say.
She has a fist fight with her fucking boyfriend, my cousin who was dating her
fist
at the
fight?
time.
A fist fight?
Yeah, not a fist fight, a blowout fight. So now
Okay.
I take her to the hotel. I leave her there. No, I didn't leave her there. I'm like, they had a jacuzzi tub. She goes, I'm going in the jacuzzi. She takes off all her clothes. Now I'm grossed out. And I notice her crotch. And she's got these hanging things. And I looked at her and I go, what the fuck is that?
You didn't say that.
I
to her.
swear. She's like, what? I'm like,
believe it.
oh my God, I'm going to throw up. You could fucking
Carrie.
suck up the vacuum. You could pick up all the fucking coins on the floor with that thing. It's like an aardvark. It was so gross. She's an anteater. It was gross.
but anyway,
Anybody want some tongue?
but anyway, I kind of knew before she told me.
We do digress.
Oh, I have a great story though.
Oh,
where-
please.
I had like a little bit of a clue that she might
Be gay.
know
Your wife.
that she might
Your ex-wife.
say want to have someone else.
Oh.
So there was the manager of a comedy club. I will not say her name.
Come on, who?
I don't remember it. I
Okay.
honest to God don't remember. I can see her clearly. She was this thin. She was this thin.
What comedy club?
Linda Rowe.
Catch Princeton.
Oh, I don't remember
I don't
that.
know.
I
I don't
always
know
know
that
the
one.
guy from.
Okay, yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know the
no,
girl.
it was before him.
Okay.
She was good friends with Jamie Dugan. Remember Jamie Dugan?
No.
No. Okay.
Who the fuck's Jamie Dugan?
Yeah. So, and one day I knew her just from doing shows,
The skinny girl.
Yeah, and
Okay.
she came up to me and she said, "Listen, my boyfriend and I want to add a girl to the mix. And we heard you're married and that she's attractive and that you've been married for a while, which means you're safe and clean. Do you think your wife would be interested?"
Why would your wife? Why wouldn't? How
They
could
approach.
they
Why
ask
would they approach you?
I'd be like,
Because
fuck
she wasn't
you.
there.
You're not fucking my wife.
Well, maybe you didn't
What
care
do
if
you-
they fucked
You know
your
what my
wife.
response was?
What?
What about me? I swear to God, I said, "What?
So
what
you
about
were
me?"
you would have swung.
You should have. Well,
No.
nobody wanted to be
No, I
asked.
found it fascinating because I'll tell you a great story and Tom Cotter will
Wait,
back
wait.
me up on this.
Finish this
Oh,
menage
finish
or
this
whatever.
story. Yeah.
So this was the first time it ever happened to me, and I was like, I go, all right, I'll ask her.
Maybe everybody else knew but you.
And she said, "We'll do different positions. You can watch. You can stay in the room
Oh,
and
but you
watch, but we
can't
don't
fuck.
want you to do anything." Right? Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
did that excite you? Did that idea?
No.
Yeah.
So
Standing and watching somebody else have sex
it's like
with
you're
you.
giving
Yeah,
some
fucking your
swinging
wife.
to me is giving your spouse the permission to have an affair, to cheat.
cheat.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I go and I crawl into bed. It's like 3:00 in the morning, and she's, for you people, the back of her as always. And I get into bed and she goes, and without me seeing her face, she goes, "How was it? How was the night?" And I go, "It was really good. It was great, but I have to ask you something." So I tell her the story.
Yeah.
I tell her everything this girl said.
Yeah.
And I said, "So what do you think?" And there was like a little pause, and she said, "Is she skinnier than I am?"
What the fuck does
And
that
I said,
mean?
"She's a lot skinnier than you are." And she goes, "Then no." That's true.
What do you mean? So if she had been a little plumper,
Right?
She
she
was-
would have been into it.
If I look back on it now, I thought she was just trying to make me laugh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now Tom Cotter will back me up on this.
Okay.
So maybe a year later,
Okay.
so that never happened to me before. So a year later, Tom Cotter and I are on this gig.
They want to fuck
He's not
Carrie
married.
Louise.
He's not married.
Tom Cotter's not married.
Correct. I'm married.
Okay.
I don't even know if he knew her or if they were just. This is how long ago that was.
Knew who?
Carrie.
Carrie.
Oh, Carrie's
Carrie
wife
Louise.
now. Okay.
Who's very hot and sexy,
Oh,
big
my God,
tits
yes,
and gorgeous.
yes,
Yes,
gorgeous,
skinny
gorgeous.
little
Five
waist.
fucking kids. She's fucking amazing.
I know.
Yeah, she's
Exactly.
awesome. I love her.
Well, we had her on the show.
So we
Yes.
were at a bar after the show, and this couple comes up in between Tom and I, and they look at me and go, "We have a room upstairs. Would you like to come up and join us?"
Wait,
in the
who
room?"
asked you this?
This couple that was in the audience.
What balls people
And
have.
I go, and Tom's Tom's like,
What about me?
like
right?
he's getting ready, and I go, "No, thank you, no,
Tap me
thank
in.
you," and he's like, he can't fathom that I said no. I said, "No, thank you, I'm not into that." And they went, "Okay," and he goes like this, and they go, "You were really funny to Tom." Who's gorgeous. I mean, he's so handsome. And they asked me
Very
because
nice.
they probably thought I
Let
was
me-
gay, right?
Well, let me say something. I don't want to fuck my own husband. What makes you think I want to fuck your husband?
Twice in 1 year, I got asked to.
No,
be
you
part of
swing.
swingers.
Once.
Well, once, yes, one was for my.
I don't like
ex-wife.
swingers. They're weird people.
You know what they call
We
it
had
too?
a swinger on
life-
our show. I liked her. She was very
They
sweet.
call it a lifestyle, right?
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
they call it.
I went
Would
on
you
a-
swing?
what-
Did you ever swing?
I never swung.
I'm
But
too jealous
I
to
did a
swing.
I'm
swi-
very
If a
jealous.
fucking girl touched my husband, I'd punch her in her face.
Can
I
you
did it-
imagine seeing your husband with his dick in a girl's vagina, looking like, and have him get off, and you're watching like, you motherfucker, get that out of her snatch. I would be furious. I would be furious.
Me too.
I did a cruise where there were swinger groups, and what they did was they had a floor, they had a deck on the ship, and this is killing Adam. So I was friends with one of the security guards, and I was just talking to him one night. I'm like, "What is it like?" Because the
the
deck is
swingers.
roped off, and he goes, "You know what,
To be
dude?"
gopher.
He goes, "Just go up, walk around the deck." And I go, "I don't want to get you in trouble because they're not supposed to let anybody but whoever has the pass up to the swinger thing." He goes,
Oh, why every cruise ship has this?
No. Just one cruise had a swinger thing, and their accommodation. I'm not going to mention the cruise line, but it rhymes with Norwegian. And no, I'm kidding. I don't remember the cruise line. But their accommodation for the swingers was simply nobody but that group could be on their floor.
Right.
I didn't know why necessarily, but the security guard goes, "Go ahead, take a walk up."
What did they
I go,
just
"I don't
say?
want to get you in trouble."
Jumping from room to
Every
room.
door is open.
Oh, no.
Now wait, this is true. I walked past like 2 doors, and I'm looking in. I'm like, I can't
course.
believe and it's right there. It's like a live porn that smells bad. And,
Oh my God.
And I get to the third room. A woman is on all fours facing away from me, and the guy is standing over her. Okay, and on the downstroke, she looks over her shoulder, her hand on her at me in the door, and goes, "Look, honey, the comedian."
Oh my God! Were you
great.
fucking?
That's great.
Were you embarrassed?
So beat red, and I said, "Hope you guys enjoyed the show." And I got the hell off that deck. That's true.
That's hilarious.
Fucking hilarious.
Wow.
And the reason they don't let, I'm assuming the reason they don't let other people on there is, and I'm being serious about this, because they're all tested.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't think
No, they're not
tested.
tested.
I don't
Get
think
the
they're
fuck out. They were
tested.
freaks.
I
I used
They're
to
all
work.
tested.
I used to
Trust
work
me.
across the street from Hellfire.
What's Hellfire?
It was a hardcore sex club.
Oh,
So
in Manhattan.
in Manhattan, and I would before they fixed the meatpacking district, they fixed it up. Now it's the new Soho. It's very yuppie
right.
and whatever. They got rid of all the transvestites, and so I used to work in the bar, and the bouncers used to come to my bar, and I used to give them drinks, and then they'd go back over there, and they'd go to me and the girls and come and check it out. And at the time, I was dating this guy who was perverted, and
He was perverted?
totally perverted. A girl would walk in the room, and he'd be like, ah. He's porn, pervert, right? And I was madly in love with him. So he was always at my bar, and he would hear them say that, and he was like, "Let's go, let's go."
Your
I'm like,
boyfriend.
"I'm not going. I see what's going in there. I'm not going." So one night it was like 4:30 in the morning, and they come over and they go, "Oh, they had a couple of shots. I gave them. I always buy them shots and whatever." And they go across. They go, "Come, we'll let you in." So he's like, "Please," and the two bartender girls go, "Yeah, let's just go." So I'm like, "All right, I'll fucking go." And I hate sex clubs because they're so gross. We go into this dungeon, and every fucking room, you're thinking you're going to see Christy Brinkley in there?
Oh, no, no.
You're not.
No.
Yeah.
You're not. And so there's like hallways and passages, and it's like really like a dungeon. And
Do you have to take your clothes off at the doors?
no. You could just walk through.
Oh, okay.
So all of a sudden,
Aw,
you know,
that's
there's
nice.
there's one room where this guy is, tied
Stop
up, and the
it.
girl's paddling his ass.
Oh, no.
And I go to her, "Give me the paddle."
You did
Oh,
not.
that's
I'm gonna
hilarious.
paddle this motherfucker's ass. I'm gonna beat the shit out of him because she's like, paddle, paddle, paddle. And I'm like, "Give me it. I'll fucking paddle his ass. He'll go home with
But you
bruises."
didn't know the
his-
safe word.
There is no safe word with me.
With you, yeah.
Anyway, so I didn't say it. I really wanted to. Like, give me the fucking paddle. So, and then meanwhile, all the people are watching. So all of a sudden, we're walking around, and all of a sudden, I notice these fucking two Hasidic Jews behind me with the curls, and they're whacking off. And I go to my boyfriend.
To
I go,
what? To
To
anything?
me, behind me. They're behind me.
They're looking
Oh,
at
my
you
God.
whacking
And they're
off?
playing
they're
with
whacking
themselves.
off.
And they're whacking off. And I'm like, beat the shit out of this fucking guy behind me. I go, he's following me. He's like, I can't. This is what they do in here. And I turn around and I go, shame on you.
You're in a
Shame
sex
on
club.
you.
In a
And
sex
Moisha.
club.
And he was like, I go, get the fuck away from me. And he was like, he immediately dodged. They both dodged, took off because, they're wearing the
You
thing.
would have thought in a second they would have been like, yeah, holler at me. Yeah, come on.
They
Let
thought
me
they were in
have
the
it."
wrong room.
You.
They were in the
Shame
verbal
on me.
abuse room and by mistake. Oh, damn.
And they're wearing the thing on their pants. What is that thing
Those
called?
long black things?
No, they wear the
Garters?
shawl. It's like a shawl. They're very
Like
religious.
Tarzan?
I know. Well, that's what kills me with religious people.
What?
They're always fucking
What are you
weird
talking
sexually
about?
religious people.
They're wearing a religious item while
They're wearing
whacking
this
off?
thing around their waist. It's like it's. Anybody Jewish can help me out here. They wear it around their waist,
It's like a shawl.
No, I
a
know what you
sash,
mean.
a
Yeah, I know what
sash.
you mean.
and then they got the yarmulke, and they got the curl. They got the hat on, whatever, and then they look like Abe Lincoln was following me. So I
Oh, my
just
God.
wanted to punch his face in and go,
Yeah.
"Does your fucking wife and your rabbi know you're here, you
Yeah.
motherfucker?"
Yeah.
But whatever. I didn't do that. I didn't do it. But they were and then I go to my boyfriend. I go, "Let's get the fuck out of here." He goes, "We didn't go." I go, "Let's get the now." I go, "There's no good-looking women in here." There was one really big fat girl hanging on a thing, and I go, "That's it. We're out. We're fucking out, and I don't want anything to touch me. You're washing your hands." Like I totally got grossed out. No, I was
Well,
done.
the only time I went to that sex club at what the hell is it? It's What's that comedy club on 42nd Street? Laughs or whatever the fuck.
The Laugh Factory.
Yeah,
Laugh
Laugh
Factory.
Factory. That used to be, or actually they still
Oh yeah,
have.
right above
Yes.
the.
The
Yeah,
sex club.
that's right. There
I
was-
went in there with a gay friend of mine, a hairdresser. I think I told, right? I
by
told
mistake, like you thought it was
No,
the
no,
Laugh
he said you
Factory?
got. No, he said you got to. No, this was years before the Laugh Factory.
Like
paid
the
the
Peep
cover.
Show.
How much
He goes,
time
the
am I
Peep
doing?
Show.
Yeah, because you got to see the Peep Show. But that's why I thought
I'm here for the show.
I
black
get a light?
women had different vaginas because I saw a black lady
The thing came up.
stripping. Right, I'm in the thing and she's stripping and she's doing her thing and I'm the only girl there and you can see all the little doors go up and you can see all the other doors go. And you got to keep putting your quarters in and and all the you can
Wow,
see the
you
other
are
men
old.
like jerking off like this. But you don't see them actually jerking off because you only see them from the head. But you see like their shoulders doing like it's a jerk off. And when my coin went
So
down,
sad.
that's when she was banging on my glass door, and I'm like, "What's she banging for?" The big black stripper lady, and he goes, "Put more coins in. She likes you." I go, "What do you mean she likes me?" And
So
I
you put
it-
them in,
put the coin in,
And then
the
there was an
thing-
octopus fluffed on her.
It was like a barnacle on a ship with these little black.
She had been
like,
knocking with her vagina.
with her 2 feet on either
Oh,
end of the
no.
window.
She stuck it up against the glass.
But the best was she could make it do things. Like she was making it open and close and do all. And I'm like, oh, I had never seen a
Did you
vagina,
throw
a
up?
vagine up close before, and it was just
Let alone
like
talking to you.
And that's what
God.
prompted
How
her
are
to go
you
into
tonight? Good to see
gynecological.
Yeah,
Did it sound
But
like
then she pulled
What
her.
did it sound like? What?
She pulled
Sound
her,
like the how
she
are
pulled
you?
her puss away and then just gave me this big face, right, like smiling with these big teeth. I was
Wait,
like, oh my
wait. Her
God.
vagina smiled, or she actually
No, she
smiled?
actually smiled. She pulled the puss away and then showed
She
me.
pulled the puss
Patty,
away.
that's a disgusting
Yeah, that
story.
is a gross
Oh my
story.
God,
but
that's
that
so
was
funny.
those kind of clubs. Whoa!
How long
Yeah,
ago
but they
was
don't,
that?
that was 100 years ago. They
That
don't
wasn't.
exist
They don't do that
anymore.
anymore.
How long
I
ago
was
that?
20.
when they had it.
Oh my God,
They had those
think
kinds
of
of
that
things all over
woman now.
Times Square.
I know. Where is she?
She's in a retirement home having
She's
the time
knocking
of her
on a window
life.
somewhere with her vagina.
I did Amsterdam like 5 times when I did those. So I started to know Amsterdam really well. So I go to my husband. I took him one time with me. I go, I'll get you a hooker. So I knew.
But you weren't really going to get him a hooker.
No, I wasn't going to get him a hooker. He goes, what? We were dating for like a month.
Oh, that's why.
And he's like, really? And I go, yeah, but I'm picking her out. And he goes, all right. So now I'm walking him down all the hot ones. The girl with the blonde, braids and the schoolgirl outfit, really cute with the sexy look, body. And he's like, we're going down all these streets, down the canals or whatever. And we come around the turn where there's this gigantic woman sitting on a chair. I go, huh. And he's like, very funny. I go, no, huh. Well, would have been great if he would have said, okay.
Right.
And I would have
Sure.
said, no, you're not doing it.
Good
But,
your
yeah.
fluff.
He's not. My husband is so private. I go to him, let's go to a sex show. So we go to a live
What's a sex show? Oh, like
they're
in-
live. You go sit down and they're on a theater.
Having
It's like a
some drinks,
theater. They're
maybe
It's
on
like
a-
a
live
snack
porn.
If you're hungry.
It's live porn,
It's
and they're,
live
they're
porn.
doing it, and we're watching.
Where is it? In New York
In
City?
Amsterdam.
Oh.
It's all legal. Prostitution's legal.
yeah.
Pot is legal. Everything's legal. So we go there. We're watching, and he's like, "Let's go. Let's get out of here." He didn't want to go from. I go, "You're in Amsterdam. You're never going to see this again. Let's just do it now, and
Yeah.
let's watch." And he didn't want to do it. We go there for like maybe 15 minutes. He goes, "I'm out."
Were the
He's
people
so-
attractive?
That's actually.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah, I actually
That's
like
adorable.
that. I
He's
like your
not.
That is
He's
nice.
not at all about that
Yeah.
kind of thing. He's very private, and I'm not. And
Really?
that's what attracts us. No,
Yeah.
I wanted
Opposites
to
attract.
watch.
Thank God
Well, you-
opposites attract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would be with someone who's poor and late and, annoying.
Now, did you ever think of not being one-on-one, of getting into a situation of where it was you and somebody else and somebody else? Is there ever a time?
Only in a fantasy,
Only in a fantasy.
Yeah. No.
never for real.
But that has
But
been
is
a
it
fantasy
another
of
woman
yours.
or
All
another
women
guy?
have that fantasy.
But is it another woman or
I
another
never
guy?
think about
Oh,
another
God.
woman.
It's another guy.
Yeah, not
So
a
you
woman.
think you at one time you fantasized about yourself and two men?
Yeah. That except it's not. Yeah. But
See,
not a
well,
woman.
like a whole football team.
Yeah. But not a woman. I don't know
No.
why. That doesn't interest me.
Yeah,
a woman doesn't
Not
interest
a
me.
makes
woman.
perfect
I never.
sense.
No.
No, it makes perfect sense.
It does make sense. Honestly, guys, oh, you're full of shit. It's too much for me to handle. I can focus
Two
on
women
one.
telling you how
one
hard-
Two
girl at
women
a time?
and making two. The old joke. I don't want to disappoint more than one woman at a time, but my attention is completely taken up by a woman. I could not juggle anything else.
a lot
You
of
might as
work.
well ask me to sew something while we're having sex. I can't.
It's a lot of
No
work
way.
to make people come. You know?
Jim Carrey had a great bit where he would say, "Don't you hate when you're with 3 women?" And the ugliest one says, "Wait, save it for me."
That's hysterical. I had a weird dream, by the way.
It's
Jim.
really wrong.
That's right. What's your?
Oh, Robin Fox says hi.
Oh, hello, Robin. Where is
Hi,
Hey, Robin.
Fox.
Hey,
How
Robin
are you?
Fox.
We
Thanks
didn't
for
have
watching.
this
Now
conversation.
talk about a
Robin
great-
Fox, we want you back on the show.
Talk about a great
to talk
person
about
and
this.
comic, and I love
Who?
Robin
Fox. I
Yeah,
love one of
you,
my
Robin.
favorites of all people.
Yeah.
One
Can
of my
I tell you a
agree.
story about one of the comics that I listened to his podcast with you guys twice?
Which
and
one?
Danny Cohen.
Oh,
Can I tell
yeah.
you a story about him?
Yes, I love Danny Cohen.
We started out in New York. I started doing Bringers around the same time he did. Okay. And he worked, I think it was Gotham where he worked there too, right? Yeah. Okay. So I didn't know him well, but we started at the same time. And I remember seeing him on stage when, for me, I didn't know why it worked when it worked. But I knew, it works. He's funny. This guy's funny.
He is
And he
really
was funny off stage, so I liked him.
Yeah.
I didn't even think he'd remember me. You know what I mean? But he'd recognize my face. I don't see him for 20 years. 20 years. And I'm going to do a show, a benefit that Buddy hooked me up with at Gotham. And I'm just on the street. I turn around, I'm like, hey, Danny Cohen. And the reason his name was so apparent to me, because we weren't friends, was we're friends on Facebook. And he's got great Facebook
I love
posts,
his
right?
Facebook posts.
Yep.
So I said, Danny, it's Joe Bronzi. He didn't remember my name, but he remembered my face. So we go into the club, and I watched him on stage. It was really emotional for me, even though I didn't know him well, because I knew him before he was a heavy hitter, before he knew what he was doing. And to see him just starting, like a colt getting their legs under them,
yeah.
and you could tell he was talented and funny, but just getting started, fast forward 20 years, and to see him on stage crushing the room
Hilarious.
like a pro,
Yeah.
knowing what he's doing, milking
yeah.
everything,
Yeah, yeah.
great
Well,
writing.
he's got his style and his delivery of the bit makes it. It's almost like he's telling the story as him, and he's very flamboyant. So it makes that whole story and
the way I think Danny Cohen is very underrated.
totally
Right?
Totally,
And,
he should have been fucking famous.
I don't understand it.
the
He says
way
he doesn't work
tells
every
his-
weekend.
The
you
way
know?
he tells the way he does his bits, the way he does his technique or what have you, it's almost as if he doesn't care whether
Right.
the audience comes along with him or not. He's telling this story.
That's right.
He's
There's
great.
something unabashed about that. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, he's got a lot of balls on tape. Plus, he's, there's something to be said for likability. Like, there's something fucking likable. Like, before he even opens his mouth,
They like him.
he
They're with him.
stands there.
Yep.
He's
Yep.
just has that little look that goes now, and he looks at. There's just
He's
something
so
so
great.
Yeah,
likable
he's
about
great.
that guy.
My
He-
girls love him. They follow
How
him.
could you
Yeah.
not love him? I mean, his one bit about how he went to Israel and they go to him, "Are you?" He goes, "Some of the questions they ask are very insulting." He says, "Are you traveling alone?" And he's like, "Yes, I'm alone." And then all alone, and he just goes on and on.
And only he can do that.
I know.
Only
right?
he can do
Only
it
he can
because
do
it's
it. Yeah, yeah.
it's so true.
Well,
And-
Joe and I were talking about this, and you guys are, we're all seasoned, we're all in here, and there's a point where we really realize when we start to write with our point of view. So you do a joke that somebody else really can't do because it comes from Patty and all that stuff. That's how I know and Danny's totally like that. You give that to another comic, even a seasoned one, it's just not going to
No,
be right.
I
you know what
love
mean?
his stabbing bit. I can't even remember the thing.
Yes,
his,
the
Oh, he's
bedroom.
outside in the hallway because it's such
How
a
his
small is
apartment
his
is this
bedroom?
big.
Yeah.
It's this big.
standing
his
outside
apartment.
and stabbing somebody to death inside, and then the police are tracing the body from outside in the hall.
Oh my God, it's brilliant.
he
But-
goes stabbing. There's two different kind of stabbings. I can't even remember
The
the bit.
Yeah, we're
stabbing
doing
is
his
when,
bits
when you
on
rob somebody's
the air. Should we do
wallet
that?
and they stab you.
He goes, he understands that stabbing, but stabbing just to stab. I mean, I don't understand to stab just to stab, but stabbing when you
Like
take
open
your,
the door and
and
my
open
God,
the
he's
door
so funny.
stab,
Oh,
but I don't know.
He's amazing.
But
But
to
he is.
see
He's great.
him from when he was just the beginning, fast forward 20 years,
You know,
and
it-
see what
Yeah.
he's become.
Yeah, yeah.
that's a
Well,
journey.
that can be said for anybody of us. Any
But
of
how
us.
many?
A lot of-
How many?
Not
That made
any
me
of us, some
remember.
of us.
Right.
Yeah. Some
How
people.
many
Most
do you
of
see
us.
fall by the wayside?
Well,
how many talented
I've
guys
gotten a lot
or funny
funnier
women
since
do you
20
know
years
Me
ago.
too.
that never made it to
Oh, well,
a
you
heavy
know,
hitter?
some people, like, you see people and you go, wow, they suck and they will
Still.
never be funny.
Still.
But then you will see them 10 years later and you're like,
You know who's
not
like that for
bad.
me? You know who's like that with me? Because I started out with Joe Matteries.
Oh
and
my
you thought he
God, I
wasn't
love
funny
him.
when you first
My
met him.
friend Paul F. Tompkins, he's one of my best
Who's
friends.
Paul F. Tompkins?
Comic.
Oh,
If you don't know
guy
the
who
name,
never
you
got
really
funny 20
should.
years later.
I should?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's-
Paul F.
he's really good,
Tompkins?
Paul F.
Yeah.
Tompkins.
okay, I'm writing this down.
Yeah, he's my best friend.
He's your best friend?
He
isn't
is, yes.
Paul, we'll have to have him on the show. No,
Next
never
time he's
heard.
in town, he's in L.A.
Tompkins.
He was
Okay.
just at the Bell House with his Spontaneation
Nice.
Oh.
podcast.
All
But
right.
anyway, he used to say to Joe, "Get out of the business, man."
He did?
Yeah, he used to say, we'd laugh at it and so forth. And then I saw Joe. I worked with Joe like maybe 15 years later. It was at that gig.
What
We
gig?
did in
Glenside.
Pennsylvania,
In
Glenside,
Pennsylvania.
and he
Yep.
blew me away. And it was so heartening to see. Jesus, this guy stuck with it
And got funny.
and got on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
You know what we should do?
What?
How about the guys that never get funny 20 years later? And you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
They're still doing it and they suck.
And it's
Yeah.
the same fucking jokes.
You know what?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like you. I feel for me on stage, it's a relationship. It's you're listening to them. If you don't listen to them, you don't have any rhythm. You don't have any timing. So it sucks. If you don't listen to them, you're jerking off.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there are guys who have been jerking off on stage for decades. They don't change. Their timing doesn't change. They say the same things. And there was a comic on Long Island. He's left. He stopped. He was an amateur.
But we won't say his name.
Yeah, what's his fucking
His
name?
first name was Peter. I don't remember his last
Bales?
name.
He's still
No.
fucking doing it, unfortunately. The same fucking balls
Vogel.
joke. Yes, Peter
Vogel.
is still fucking doing it.
Vogel?
No.
Peter
Vogel.
Fogel.
No, Vogel,
It
no,
rhymes
Vogel.
with
No.
Vogel.
Kogel.
But
I
he
remember
would-
Peter
Kegels.
Fogel.
He would. This other Peter would come off stage, and Chris Monty would say to me, "Watch this. Watch, Peter. How'd it go?" Now there were crickets.
killed.
There was and he would say, "Oh, they were great." How the fuck do you know? How do you know they're great? Just never
killed.
listen.
Didn't
call
Jay
that
Leno,
laugh ears,
Jay
laugh
Leno,
ears.
Jay
Laugh
Leno
ears.
called it laugh ears, I
You
think.
know,
only
it's
hear
funny,
the laughter.
Rich Walker would say to me, I'm like, how did it go? He's like, you know what? This last show, he goes, I took it to another level. I ripped, and I go to him, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound?
Every time
Who was there that I could ask?
Every time I see Rich Walker, I say to him,
love Rich Walker.
and now he knows it's coming. But every time I go, dude, it's so good to see you. You're like one of the funniest people I know
Off stage.
Off stage.
He's so fucking funny
He
off
is
stage.
He is so funny.
No, but you know what?
He was at your Christmas party giving out the Secret
Yes.
Santa. He said one funnier thing after the next
Yeah,
funniest
he's
thing,
amazing.
all off the cuff. I'm like,
Yeah, he's
this
great
guy
off the
is
cuff.
Yes, he
fucking
is.
brilliant
Yeah.
off the cuff.
Yes.
I told him he's got to intertwine that with.
Oh my
his
God,
act.
he needs that
But
energy.
his act is
and
good, too.
His
His
act
act
is
is
very
good.
good, but we know what it's like in a more organic way
Correct.
because we're intimate with him. So
He
you know,
needs to-
you know what we should do? I think this is a great idea.
Okay, what?
Comics we should get a show together where we take all of our open mic material with where we are now seasoned and the confidence that we have and go up and do a show of like material we did 20 years ago that we don't do anymore.
Oh,
bring it
and when
back
there's a
and
reason
rework
we
it.
don't do it, everybody'd find that so fucking
I used
funny.
to do Arsenio Hall's toothbrush, and I would pull out a big toothbrush.
Yeah. But maybe they'll
Oh.
be funny now. I used to take my clothes off down to my underwear.
You did? I don't
I
remember
did.
that.
I think I
Wow.
remember
did.
that. I
Yep.
think I
I would
remember that.
strip to 10,000 Maniacs. What's the
You know
matter
what?
here?
That's weird.
And I would
Wow.
like strip
Hold
and
on,
do a
you know
belt
what?
and, yeah.
Oh my God!
Al Lubell stole that bit from you.
Did he?
Al Lubell strips down.
Oh, I feel so honored.
He stole that bit. He strips down.
to
you kidding
what's
me?
the
His
matter here?
underwear. I don't know if it's what's the matter.
I used to wear a hard hat and a vest
No, you
because I
didn't.
was a flagman and do a flagman bit.
That's hilarious.
About a senile old flagman.
I
Oh,
think everybody started
Oh.
with the.
What's
with
one
the,
of your jokes that you can remember, like when the first time you're on stage?
Well, the first time I'm on stage, I went up with the Mr. Coffee machine and had it follow me like a Stephen King. You know how Stephen King
Yeah.
had the car
Oh my
that
God,
chased
that's
you?
so funny.
So the
Christine.
coffee machine chased me, and it was called Betty, and it would run after me, and then I had it like where my head went into the coffee machine and then went face like it was burning. But wait, I have to say,
Do you have video of
Look
that?
how far you've come.
maybe, but I have to say that there was a guy I was dating then. His name was Dave. I go, what about this idea and this idea? He goes, because I had the tape and I hadn't done the tape bit yet, where I would do Betty with the tape and it would knock me down. He goes, what about a Mr. Coffee machine? He goes to me. I go, what am I going to do? Carry a Mr. Coffee machine with me to gig after gig? He goes, yeah, I think that's a good idea. And that was my first.
Props are in.
That's what I did. So
I used
Okay.
to go on stage
Yeah.
with big slippers, gigantic slippers. How about Claudia Sherman wearing the wedding dress?
Oh
the
my
whole
God, the
fucking
wedding
time?
dress.
And work boots. The first
Always,
show.
always the bride, never the comic. Okay.
That's the line of the podcast. Thank you for joining us, folks.
Death from
That was
laugh.
great.
I'm sorry.
That was
I'm too-
great.
I got to lean back when I
Oh.
laugh. It is an unbearable laugh.
The
Anyway.
first professional show I saw as a high school kid was her, Claudia Sherman in the middle, and Joey Cola closing.
Wow.
Who, Carrie?
No,
Oh, Claudia.
Claudia Sherman in the
Yeah.
wedding dress and the boot,
Oh,
and
okay.
Joey Cola closing. That was my first experience of comedy.
Really?
So it went, well, I didn't pay to get in here, to, oh my God.
Right. I should have paid to get in.
Yeah,
here.
Joey
But
Cola's
she
a-
was funny.
She was.
She was.
I'm joking.
She was.
She was.
She was funny. She had a lot of funny
I,
stuff.
I actually
I
had
like
a lot
her.
of respect
I
for
do
her
like
for doing that. I really did. She was thinking.
outside of the box.
But hold
Yeah.
on, but think about that. One of her jokes was like, I'm going to wear
she
this
paid
dress.
like $2,000.
I'm
for
wearing
that dress.
this dress.
Did you? What do you remember? Like a first joke that you ever did?
Yeah, I went on stage. The first time was a Midnight Theater in New Paltz, where I went to college. Midnight Theater, New Paltz, a 400-seat theater where there
Oh.
was at least 500 people sitting in the aisles and
Why would you go
primed.
there for your first time up?
I was in college and I wanted to do stand-up. So I signed up. You could do 7 minutes of anything. I said, I'm going to do
minutes they let
stand-up.
you do? And
Yeah.
your first time up? Oh, that's
Well,
a long time.
It shouldn't have been.
But it was like a talent.
But
'Cause
right,
you could sing. You
and,
could. Yeah.
And everybody was so supportive. And somebody went on before me in a shopping cart with Saran wrap and nothing else, and did a performance piece. And they
Naked?
clapped. And naked in Saran wrap. She was hot too, and we all clapped and loved.
Adam likes that.
And so I went up, and I had a dictionary, and I read the definition of kiss. What
Kiss?
a kiss is,
Yeah.
threw it over my shoulder and made fun of people that bite you when they kiss and stick their tongue all the way down your throat to your navel. And it was so hacky and so awful, and they loved it, and I thought, I'm ready.
Oh my God.
It's my time.
I remember getting my
The first
laugh.
time?
Yep, I remember that.
My first time up, I bombed. Actually, I think the coffee machine was my second time up because my first time up, I remember just forgetting my lines. I was playing a feminist and I was reading my manifesto. This is so bad. And it was on a clipboard and I put on these glasses and I was doing a character. It was so not funny. Like there wasn't a joke. Get off the stage. It was so humiliating. And then I started to cry. That was really I started to tear up.
like
and then I
Tom
was
Like
Hanks
right now.
in.
and then I go, I have to go. And then the guy comes out. He goes, whoever was emceeing goes, oh, give her a hand, Patty. Oh, like it was like a pity fucking applause. for
Pity
me.
Rasborough. Pity Rasborough.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen. That's
It was so sad.
How are
But-
we doing on time, too, by the way?
Oh, I don't know. How are we? I know Buddy has.
No, I'm good. Good.
Hour
So
15.
my friend Paul, he'll
Yes.
text me every once in a while. He'll text me. So that's what it would be like if pot were legal. So back in 1990, I did a joke where, and it bombed every time, but I
What?
wouldn't let it go.
What's the joke?
And all the comics would make fun of me, like, dude, you got to let that joke go.
What's the joke?
So I would say, can you imagine if pot were legal? So, I'm speeding down the highway and a cop pulls me over and I go, what'd you pull me over for? You were speeding. And nobody would laugh. And then I would go, then that's what it would be like if pot were legal. So to this day, he texts me.
I had a joke.
I don't even get that.
Of course not.
Because it's not funny. No.
Look how far I've come.
Actually, can I tell you? I used to have a joke that I loved, and I did it every time. Got crickets. I would go. Do you ever go out with a guy that you can't stand, and then one night I go to him. I think I'm pregnant, and he's like, "Oh, that's amazing. We're gonna have a beautiful baby." I'm like, "No, I'm gonna have a miserable abortion." So that was my joke. I don't remember how I actually structured it and said it, but
It killed right here.
Yeah, oh my
it
God.
was so
oh my
fucking
God.
funny to me.
Right.
Yeah, but guy, I was like, I'm pregnant, and he's like, we're gonna have a beautiful baby. I'm like, no,
But
I'm
you
gonna have
like-
a miserable abortion.
You loved doing it for yourself.
Loved it.
Yeah.
And Gino Bisconte, every time I did it, he would fucking bust. He would be the only one bust out laughing. And to this day, every time he sees it, he's like, "I'm gonna have a beautiful baby." No, I'm gonna have a miserable abortion. And he does it to me every time, and it's hysterical. I still think it's hysterical, but nobody.
My
laughs.
joke that never worked that I loved, even when I was seasoned, because you were seasoned then, right? You're writing.
Kind of.
And my joke was, when I fantasize about my wife dying, like I remember calling her one time, and
like that you fantasize
I
about her
couldn't get
dying.
her on the phone. So there was a point where I was like, writing thank you cards, figuring out what music I would play. 'Cause it was a snowstorm, and she wasn't calling me that. And I said, I realized in that moment that when I fantasize about my wife's death, it's already after I've been mourning. It's like the day I wake up and go, well, time to move on. That's where my fantasy begins.
That is the weirdest fucking bit. How is that?
But I would
but
always
it's
have this guy
hilarious.
Victor
I
from
think it's fucking
right,
funny.
It's
and
funny.
Victor from Looney Bin would always be like, "Do that joke." I'm like, "No, nobody
Nobody
ever
likes it.
I
Talking
thought-
about
But
my
I always
wife
thought
dying.
the premise was funny that my
Fantasy
fantasies
is after.
start after I've already been through the mourning period.
Yes.
Right? Like I'm going on vacations
I'm
now.
good now.
Yeah, I'm
Well, you
good
know
now.
what's weird when you talked about sexual fantasy. If I have a sexual fantasy about anyone, I always have to have the fantasy that Kevin is dead before I can fantasize about anybody else. In my fantasy, he died in some way.
So it's okay?
Because yes,
So it's okay.
because I can never cheat on him, even in a fantasy.
Do
I
you
can't
talk
cheat
about that
him.
on stage? That's
No.
hilarious.
No,
That's
should
very
Write that
fucking
down.
funny.
Write that down.
Really?
It's
Sure, I'm
hilarious.
writing that
Yeah.
down.
Look at it. That's
Okay.
funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
Do you have any jokes that you love that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought it was such brilliant writing, and I held on to it for years, and it never got any kind of laugh. I would say, I'm part bulimic, and part narcoleptic. I binge, then I nap.
That actually makes me laugh.
Yeah.
It never did it for an audience.
Wow.
Well, have
Never
you try
once.
it now?
I might try.
See,
it,
that's
not
what we
because
should do.
of
We
Big
should
Patty
go
Laugh.
back, take
Right,
old
and try
bits
all
and
those
see what we
horrible-
can. Yeah.
Here's the other thing. Maybe that's a joke. You open with, like sometimes you put it in a different spot.
Yeah, that's true.
And then the
Yeah.
joke
Well,
works.
I got to tell you, abortion jokes were never done back then. You didn't want to do
What kind of
abo-
jokes?
Abortion.
Oh.
So, what was her name? She came out and she did a special, and she goes, her name Laura, maybe.
Oh, Laura Keitlinger.
No, it wasn't Keitlinger. I don't know. It was somebody.
She did do an abortion joke.
She
though.
gets
Yeah, she
up and
did.
she goes like this. She goes, I just found out I'm pregnant.
Yeah, this is Laura
And they would
Keitlinger's
clap, and
That's-
she's like, no, don't clap. I'm not keeping it.
That's Laura
That was
Keitlinger's
her
joke.
open. Right,
That was
that was
Laura
her.
Kilmartin.
And it was
Wow.
Laura-
Kilmartin.
No,
not
Laura
Kilmartin.
Keitlinger.
Oh, Keitlinger.
And
Tall
then
brunette.
two other
Yeah.
women did it after that. One of them I won't say her name, but the other one
What's
that
her
I
name?
will say her name. Well,
You say it. You're good at that.
I'll
the
say
one that wait a minute, the one that was the famous girl did it, but she did it.
What
with the,
famous girl?
The one train wreck. What's her name?
Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer did it, but here's her joke, her version. She goes, "Oh, my sister's pregnant," and then they're like, "Woo!" She goes, "Well, she's not going to keep it."
Yeah, well, that's
It's
Laura
the same
That's
joke,
the
Keitlinger's
but
same
joke.
joke.
But she took
That's
the
the
joke
same
and
joke.
put the second
Right,
thing.
but she's known for that, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
Come
she
on.
switches a joke.
Come
around.
on,
She is.
switches it to her
Not,
favorite.
I don't want to badmouth a girl though, but
I'm not bad mouthing her,
Sometimes
but
you have to.
you can't if it's somebody else's joke. So, who was the other one that did the joke?
well, I don't think she. The other girl is actually a very good writer. I don't know that she knew Laura Keitlinger did.
You think it was parallel thought?
Yeah, or
Maybe.
parallel listening while you're fucking writing.
I have a few in mind.
It was parallel. My pen was parallel to her fucking show on TV.
The way you can figure it out is,
Figure what out?
If they don't write their own stuff, they sooner or later trip up.
You know what pisses me off? When I do when I work with women, and then all of a sudden I'll work with them like a year later, and I'm like,
And they're doing a
they got this
version of
whole
it?
hairy bit about their husband. I'm like, the fuck. I have a hairy husband. I have proof because I videotaped me waxing his fucking back on Facebook.
Well, I have a hairy bit about my husband's ass, and I've been doing it for a million
But
years.
I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
all of a sudden you see these girls, and then all of a sudden they have a joke about IKEA. They have a joke about this. I'm like, she's doing my whole fucking act. Remember that night we were doing the theater?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, now I have to go up and just wing it.
because
What's
Oh,
the
that's
name?
maddening. Buddy.
buddy, let it go, buddy, let
Let
it
it
go.
go.
You're Carrie.
Let it go.
Sounds like.
You're being a better person than I am right now, because if somebody did that in front of me, I'd be like, here's their name. They're a fucking hack. I can't stand
Well,
it.
you know what?
It really lights
I
me
don't
up.
want to do that to her.
You're a good person. You're a good person.
Because it doesn't matter if I out somebody. people who you're working with are going to be like, that sounds exactly like Buddy Fitzpatrick, or that sounds exactly
Well,
like
that's what I'm
Patty
saying. That's my whole
Rossborough. It
point
doesn't
is
matter.
eventually they trip up and it does come out.
Yes. I have a quick question. Why a younger girl? Now, you can have dated. What about you? Is your girlfriend
10 years younger.
Always, Carrie.
How
Always,
old
they
are
got to
you?
go younger.
I am 57.
Are you really?
So 47.
Well,
what
that's
about?
not bad for. He,
Yeah,
does, he
that's-
doesn't
she's
look
still-
57.
No, he doesn't.
you're
Now,
dumb.
let me ask you: were you thinking, hey, maybe a 20-year-old this time around? Did you date any 20-year-olds during
No,
your
No, the
you're gonna
youngest
date somebody
I
your
dated
kids-
was 40.
40?
Yeah,
You didn't go younger. And
no.
your wife, your
Do you
girlfriend?
know this has always bothered you?
I does. I call him.
Now,
you know what I do?
listen to me.
I
I'm
always go.
gonna-
I like that picture of you and your daughter. I always.
Yeah.
How old is your
funny.
girl?
Listen, wait, hold on. I want to tell you, you
Yes.
never let me know you were available. You
Hold on
never
a second,
gave
Bronzi.
me any signs.
How old are you?
She is 14 years younger than
How
I am.
old are you?
I can't tell you that because then I tell you her age, which would be rude.
Oh, oh.
Oh,
I'll
there
tell you
go.
how much she weighs. I will not tell you.
And let me
her
tell you,
age.
Very
have you
skinny.
met her?
Gorgeous,
Well, my
sexy,
husband-
big
Lovely,
boobs,
lovely,
little
lovely,
skin.
My
lovely.
Nice.
husband
Yes,
is
she's
younger. My husband's younger than me.
By how
Okay.
much?
4 years.
Mine's
All right.
3
I'm
younger.
52. He's now, what is it, 48? He's going to be 50 soon.
Okay.
But when I met him, he looked weathered.
Stop it, Carrie.
And I'm like, I've never dated.
true.
I'm serious.
How
You
do
thought you were
But he
dating an
doesn't
older man?
anymore?
He still does.
You thought
No,
you were dating an
I
older man?
thought he was older, and I never dated older guys. I always dated 21-year-olds, 25-year-olds when I was 40, whatever.
I remember the model you dated. Remember the model?
Remember him?
He was very cute. You go to meet. Can I say what you said?
What'd
It's
I say?
funny. You go. I go, is this your boyfriend? She goes, nah, just having fun. She goes, if you want to bang him, you can. Carrie,
Did I really say that?
I swear to God.
I
Maybe
was-
you were kidding. But he
I
was,
probably wasn't.
Oh,
he was very handsome.
Cynthia Levin used to go to me, are you bringing the child?
oh.
He was like
What?
21,
He
that
was
guy.
so in love with me.
I know. They all were,
On
Carrie.
our first
Just
date,
couldn't.
I was Chris Monty and I were close friends at the time. On our first date, he says, "Where are you going to take her?" I said, "Well, because we're spending
McDonald's,
we didn't live-
Playland?
No, I said I'm going to do that. We're going to do this. I got tickets for a Broadway show. We're going to
Wow.
go to dinner.
Wow.
What we were going to spend. We had like fallen for each other over months where she was
Ow.
at sea
Oh.
and I was
you
on
met her-
land.
you
She's
met
the
her
captain
on
of a.
I
She's
met her
the
on a
captain
ship.
of a
She's
cruise.
She's
line,
a captain of
So
a
you
tanker.
were on a
Of a
cruise
tanker.
ship when you met her.
Right. So we didn't see each other, but we talked every day. We
On the
emailed
phone.
for months. So our first date, we had known each other for
Oh.
months.
So you already
know what I
knew,
mean?
like, were you in love with her at that point?
I was definitely falling. So he said, "What are you going to do?" Well, I started backwards. I said, "We're going to end the night Broadway show because I met a producer of Rock of Ages. I'm going to take her to dinner here. The afternoon, I think we'll go to the Queen Zoo." And he goes, "Queen Zoo? What is she, 12? Oh, God, she is."
That's great.
Take it or do. Retards like the zoo. Let me ask you something. This girl now,
Yes.
how long are you with her?
6 years.
Are you going to marry
5.
her?
Yeah.
Does she
Yeah,
want to have
I am.
kids?
She's not sure. She's not sure.
Do
She
you
thinks
want
she
more
wants to
kids?
have kids.
Is she past the childbearing years?
No, she's got another 8 years before she's past the
Okay, so
childbearing
she's
years.
32.
10 years maybe.
She's
Yeah,
30.
and he's
She's
been
probably
with
like
her
30.
for a while, so she was in her 20s when he met her.
Right, like 24.
Young, very young.
24.
Hot, big boobs. you know.
So, all right, so you're like right under the 50 mark, like my husband.
I'm under the 50 mark. Sure I am, yes.
Okay, so this girl,
What happens? Is there
What-
something
is
that
she
happens you're not
still-
telling me?
You'll
your
find
dick
out.
falls off.
I get accused of being homosexual
You'll
more?
find
Is
out.
that going to
Your
happen?
dick falls off.
Wait,
after
was that in
50.
reference to me? Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
All right.
The quick question.
Sure.
Does she still work on the ships?
No.
Okay, so
We
she,
live together.
Okay, so she can have a kid.
She took her captain's pension.
Did she really?
She got tired of dealing with the pirates.
What
You know
made
what she
her get
does?
off the boat?
You know
Why'd
what she
get off
does?
the boat? I'm
Well,
just
she was
interested.
kind of tired of the boat at that point, and then
Yeah, it's exhausting.
She wanted to be with me. I wanted to be with her. She came to live with me in hell. We were half a mile from my ex, and it was a miserable
Oh my-
experience, but we were in love. And now she's the production manager for a special effects makeup company called Prosthetic Renaissance.
I used to work.
She just did Heidi Klum's Halloween party. Her company did.
Really?
Do you know that I'm a special effects makeup artist?
Really?
I didn't know you did
I
special
didn't know that.
effects.
I didn't know that either.
I went to Joe Blasco Makeup Center in Hollywood, California. I could put a ball cap on you like that, no seams, nothing. I watched.
Why would you look at me and say
You
can
watch
put a
Face
ball
Off.
cap?
You watch Face Off, and you know they suck,
But
right?
Right, make
I
me look
watch them and I
47?
see when they turn the necks and it's wrinkled.
The
I'm like, oh
seams,
my
yeah.
God, how horrible
That's
is that?
so fun. I've never heard anybody go, I could put a ball cap on you.
Like that.
It's like, name that tune. Yeah, I could put a prosthetic on your nose.
But so I'm really good at it. I actually won an award in
You
my
did?
school. Yes,
I
I did.
knew
wow.
you did make
For
that.
what?
For
No, but I know. But what was the project?
the whole, at the end of the school, they give out
Oh, okay.
the
Oh,
best makeup
oh.
artist award. And meanwhile, I was such a fuck up. They'd be like, the test is today. I'm like, oh my God. And I would run down to Cinema Secrets and I would get all the stuff that I needed. I wouldn't practice. And then I would whip it on. I never panicked. And it would always come out perfect. My bruises, my burns, everything.
So you thought, I have a real talent. Why don't I go be a comic?
But what happened? No, here's what happened.
And open up a
I worked
restaurant.
on The Howling Part 5. I mean,
You did?
Yeah, but
so
I
you
didn't
could have been in the union. You could have had benefits,
Yeah.
and you thought, no,
No.
why would I do that?
because what happened was while I was in L.A. going to school with this, I was hanging out at the Comedy Store. And I would see Richard Pryor on stage,
Yeah.
Sam Kinison on stage, Dice, all these fucking superstars, Rosie O'Donnell, and, like everybody. And I'm like, I could fucking do that. I want to do that. I wanted to be in the spotlight. I had too much energy not to be on this side. I actually worked with Louis. What's his name? Not Louis Black.
Black?
No,
CK?
I worked with him as a stand-up. No,
CK.
actually, no. Was Louis?
Oh,
Richard Lewis.
Richard
Oh,
Lewis.
What was he
I
like?
had to spray in his hair
Yeah,
because
he's
he was
bald.
balding.
Now, what is he like? I've heard some crazy stories
He's
about
nice.
him.
I
He's
opened-
nice.
you know
he was
what?
nice.
I heard crazy stories
I've
about
heard
him before
crazy
I opened
stories
for
about
him,
him.
and he was wonderful, sweet, kind,
I thought he was nice.
very nice.
Drugs?
And before
Drugs?
he left, not at that time.
Okay.
And before he left, he said, "Listen, kid, I'm going to get right in the limo. I'm not going to get a chance to talk to you." But he patted me on the face and said, "Keep doing what you're doing,
Really?
okay?"
Oh, so he was nice.
Yeah, no,
No,
he
he
was
was a
nice
nice guy when I
Yeah.
was doing
Doesn't
his
that
makeup.
happen most of the time when you open for these people and you're expecting something? And
Or you
Right.
hear
You
a
know,
story
was
and
the
look
asshole
out.
that I opened for? Richard Belzer was a fucking asshole.
Isn't he dead?
no, he's on
No,
a
he's still,
SUV.
he's still around. He
PTA.
was a dick. He was just like, I remember him on
Isn't he dead?
on Comedy Central.
You know who's a real
Comedy
dick?
Central. Well,
That other asshole. I opened for him twice.
wait, who?
The fucking white hair.
This episode should be called Dropping Names.
What's his name? He has his own show, his talk show. He gives us his fucking Rich and what's his name? Loves him, Rich Walker.
Who?
Harry Connick?
It'll
No,
come.
he's
It'll
got
come
his.
to you.
He's a comic.
Okay. Olive, no.
And he has his own talk show.
White hair, like older guy. Did like a news show, but like he telling us his opinion on fucking politics.
Bill's
Bill
supposed
Maher.
to-
Bill
Oh,
Maher.
Bill,
Bill
I like
Maher.
Bill Maher.
Bill
I
Maher.
think he's funny. Okay, wait.
But
Okay.
he was a jerk to you when you worked with him.
He was an asshole, and he had a full face of makeup on, which I thought was very creepy for a fucking stage show. And it wasn't even a big stage; it was the Morristown Theater.
Okay,
I
that
mean,
is
he had
weird.
fucking full face makeup.
Belzer does a show, and I'm like, I can't wait to meet Richard Belzer. He was this big deal back in the 80s or whatever the fuck
Yeah,
it
he
was.
was.
And it's like, I can't wait. And I'm working with him, and it's like, he walks in, ignores me. I go, hello, ignores me, goes straight to the guy who I was working with. I can't remember. He's some magician. You get blonde hair. Anyway, they start doing coke right away. They go in the other room. They shut the door. I'm the only girl out. I'm sitting there. Nothing that nobody talked to me, nobody. And then he goes to me, "Hey babe, I got to get out of here." He goes, "Why don't you I'm going to go on before you, and you just close out the show because I got to go. I got somewhere I got to be." He's got a limo. He was a fucking dick. I had to follow him. And you know what? He sucked. He wasn't funny at all. He's coked out of his mind. And he blew. Okay, so that's my Richard
blew
Belzer
coke.
story.
Yeah, he
so
looked
no,
like
they're not
a
always
dick.
nice when
Well,
you open.
what
them.
about
No, you're
David,
right, you're
what
right.
was David's David something?
David?
He
Brenner?
died. David Brenner.
I
he
opened
must
for
have
David
been,
Brenner
likes
for 5
David.
He
Did
years.
you
must
like
have been
David
a doll.
He was
seems
a-
like
I
a
opened
doll.
for him once too. Yeah.
So
Was he
kind,
nice to
so
you?
nice.
I
he was
always-
incredibly nice, and I'm from Philadelphia. So when he found that out,
Oh, because he's from Philly?
so listen to this story.
I
He's
wanted
from
to
Philly.
meet him.
Listen to this story. So
Did you say I want to meet him?
I wanted to meet
Oh,
him
yeah.
before he died.
a booker calls me up and says, "Listen, we have Richard Belzer. I think I told you
David,
this.
isn't it David Bell?
I mean,
Is it Rich-
David
Brenner.
David Brenner.
David
We have
Brenner.
David
Richard
Brenner,
Paying
but he's
attention.
in L.A. and his flight is very late. You need to go to the hotel. This was like maybe 8 months before he passed away.
And why are you meeting him?
Because this booker calls me up and says
He needs a ride to the gig.
no, his flight may not get in time,
Oh.
so we're hiring you. You
Oh,
need to go
just
there.
in case.
If he shows up,
Oh, then
you're
you don't
not
have
going on, but we're going to pay you no matter what.
Oh, nice.
So, duh.
And you get
it was
to
like,
meet him.
Yeah, and it was like a Tuesday. Sure enough, he shows up, and all the management's there and say, wow, you made it. And he goes, yeah, of course I made it. And they go, well, but your flight was late. And he goes, what do you mean my flight? I was in my apartment. I live like 3 blocks from here.
Oh, my
He was
God.
never
Yeah.
on a plane.
Where'd they get this
He lived,
information?
he lived in New York at that time.
He goes on, comes off. We're in the green room. I say I'm from Philly. We have great talk and so forth. A week later.
Did you tell him that you were there because they thought he?
Oh
wasn't?
yeah, all that. And he was laughing at that. So a week later, I'm in Philadelphia visiting a friend, and I'm helping his friend do a project on camera called Laughing. And he wanted to do a montage, a documentary of people laughing. So he had me and my friend stand on the corner and stop people and tell them jokes, and then he
they
would
would
film them laughing. And this woman walks by, and I said, "Excuse me, come here. I have a joke for you." And she goes, "No, thank you. I was married to a comedian for years." And I go, "Who?" And she goes, "Never mind." I go, "Well, I may know him." Who? And she goes, "David Brenner." And I go, "I just worked with him last week." And she goes, "No, you didn't." And I named the hotel, and she went, "Oh, my God, he was there." So we went out for coffee, and she trashed him. 'Cause
David
it was
Brenner's wife.
It,
Yeah,
was his,
ex.
it was his first wife. Her last name is Leno, no relation, and she proceeded to trash him.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
And you went to lunch with her?
I went to lunch with her.
that is hilarious. But see, you guys have good stories about. I remember David Brenner,
Brenner.
when he would come in.
That's
at,
Kevin Brennan.
At Catch a Rising Star.
I love when people go, "I remember," and then the name's completely off. I remember Kevin. I remember Kevin Bernowski.
I'm terrible with names.
Hurry up, we gotta wrap
I
it
know,
up.
We gotta go. At Catch a Rising Star, and he would bump people. Like, he would come in, he'd have his fucking ascot thing hanging, and he'd wear his cashmere coat. And it would
They
be
all
open,
did that,
And he
though.
had his hair all lifted and sprayed and high. And he'd always have a blonde, a bimbo-ish looking girlfriend with the teased blonde hair, all skinny with big boobs, and she'd sit down. It was sort of like, okay, you go there, and then he would proceed to bump everybody on the show, and he'd put his tape player on the piano and go, he goes, "I'm not really here to do jokes. Well, I'm just going to talk to the crowd. You ask me questions, and I'll come up with jokes." And then people would go, say something. They'd ask him a question, and then he'd talk into the stupid fucking. So it's basically he's wasting like all these people who come to work, and he's just like fucking around on stage
Right.
and whatever. And I remember Bill Hicks going up after him and going, remember Bill Hicks?
Yeah, sure.
He goes, "What the
Fuck
fuck
was
was
that?"
that?" And people are like, "Boo!" Because
Wow.
people love David
Yeah.
Brenner.
Brenner.
Brandowski.
David Brenner, and they are booing him. They are booing him right, and he had a fucking audition for Letterman that night, and he's trying to do his Letterman audition, and the
Who,
Letterman,
Hicks?
yeah, but he had been bumped for that, and he goes, "Here's the problem." He goes, "Why do all the wrong guys die?" And like he just wouldn't let up about
Wow.
David Brenner,
Wow.
and the audience basically booed him off
Booed
stage,
him.
and he
That's
goes.
what made him brilliant.
He
Yeah,
goes,
that's right.
I don't care what you fucking people think of me. Bill Hicks is going. He goes, "That guy sucked, and I'm going to do my set for Letterman." He goes, "Is that how he writes a joke? Why doesn't he go home, get a pen and a pad?" He goes, "I could come up here and put a tape player on the piano."
Oh, my
Fuck
God,
that.
that's
He
hilarious.
went off on the guy, and then he does his bit, and he didn't get one laugh for Letterman. He goes, "Well,"
But then
he
he
goes, "That's
killed
my
on
Le-"
Letterman.
and then he did kill on Letterman.
Yeah.
Well,
But they hated him.
I will tell you what David Brenner went through. He went through a period of time, just creatively. He went through a period of time where he's like, well, I did the observational thing.
Yeah.
I can do it in my sleep. What do I do now? I'm still a performer. I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
So he went through things like that, and then he went through a period where he would cut things out of the newspaper, headlines, and he would put them down, and he'd say, there's something funny in this, but he wouldn't write a joke for it, and he would improvise it.
You just talk until something funny came up.
And I saw him at Governor's. It's the first time I saw him. He was doing that with the newspaper, and he was consistently funny. But I thought, watching him, I'm like, but why is he David Brenner? He's a comedy legend. Why is he David Brenner? Then he said to me, we hit it off too. And
What do you mean,
that's a
why is
story.
he David Brenner?
Well, but he was funny, but
Oh,
I
but
didn't.
why is
Why
he-
is he a comedy legend?
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? I didn't know that. So he said, if you're ever in Vegas, let me know. I'll have you to my show. We'll have dinner. So I arranged to be in Vegas because I had grown up watching him, sneaking to watch him on The Tonight Show. So I came in and I saw his Vegas show, which was him telling stories and doing material, and I got it. He was legendarily funny that night. He was
Really?
devastating. Yeah, little theater at they tore it down now. I'm blanking on the name
you're
of it.
50.
At the end of the strip.
You're 50.
That's right. Oh, I used to know he was in the desert somewhere. The Palms. No,
I mean, I
the
remember
Sahara.
As
The Sahara.
as a kid, I would watch him and like him, but I don't know.
You know, that comedian. What was his name?
What was his name?
of that
What was
comedian?
that
David
guy?
Bingo.
That guy.
Right.
Right. David Google.
All right, I think we're out of time.
Are we? Okay, did I
Yes.
ask everything I need?
But we do want to know where you guys are going to be performing so
Yeah.
our listeners and viewers can come see you.
Borgata in February. A lot of places before that, but you're
What's
just
the
not going to be
February?
able to make it.
What's the February date?
I think it starts the 10th or something like that.
Okay, good. So Buddy Fitzpatrick at the Borgata, February 10th.
This coming Saturday, I'm at Woodloch Pines Family Resort. The
that's a
following
nice
weekend,
place.
it is. It's a really nice place. They're
Is
great
anybody
people.
up there now?
What do you mean, anybody up there?
Oh, yeah. All year round.
It's packed.
Where?
Year
Where
round.
is this?
Woodloch Pines Family Resort, Lake Hawley, Pennsylvania.
And you're performing
Oh,
in
I
front
know
of
Lake Hawley.
7 years.
Yeah,
7-year-olds.
children.
Oh, you
Yep.
do?
Are
Oh,
they
I could
really?
never.
Oh, I could never
Yep.
do it.
No.
I
And
mean,
then-
some of these 7-year-olds know below jobs on.
That's
You'll
true.
work there once. Let me put it that way.
But the following week, I'm at the Comedy Cabana in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, nice!
Yeah,
I got to
it's
do
really
that
nice.
room. I really want.
They're wonderful. The Emanuels, that family is just
Emmanuel.
amazing.
That's a
Yep.
long drive, Myrtle Beach.
It is.
I'm
Very
gonna
long
call
drive.
them if you could text me their
You
number.
would drive to that?
Because I'm going there in February, so I want to be able to try to book myself that week while
Well,
I'm
this
there.
is kind of late. It's already.
All right. Well, you never know.
Don't suck hope away from her. Don't
February
tell her it can't be done.
2019.
Yeah, really.
Anyway, it was such a
I'm
fun-
somewhere
Yeah, this was
Friday,
fun.
but I
Thank
don't
you.
have my book with me.
I
And
don't
I'm doing a
either.
Felicia Madison gig
Ugh,
somewhere
what,
too.
for $1?
No, I'm getting good. I'm getting good money from her.
You're the
I
one.
asked.
You're the one.
I
that's so
asked.
funny.
I get good money.
Good for you.
Anyway,
All right.
I
That's
don't
a
know.
relative term.
Deserve
I
it.
am somewhere. Oh, I'm actually opening up for Jeffrey Wands on the 3rd, but I'm doing a private party for
Yes.
some woman's 50th or 60th
Oh,
birthday.
yeah, yeah.
So it's like 57 women. But I'm opening up for the psychic Jeffrey Wands somewhere on Long Island.
I don't know Jeffrey Wands.
He's one of those,
He knows
pretend that
you.
he knows everything about you, about you dead people that are around you. No, but he's actually pretty good.
Wait, that's my favorite bit that you used to do. Wait, didn't you do
Oh, John Edwards.
You used to do a bit on John
Yeah,
Edwards.
you're right. I haven't done that in a long
that's one of my
time.
Yeah, but
favorite bits.
sometimes they do come up with really good ones. Like I was watching from the back of the room, and he starts, coming towards the table in front of me, and I was in a corner. I just opened the show for him, like an hour before and he says all this stuff about my father. My father just had died. I mean, he could have researched
Yes,
my Facebook.
that's what they did.
But he said this: your father hated the last 3 years of his life, and the last 3 years of his life were really bad.
But maybe everyone hates the last 3
Okay,
years
hold
of
on.
life.
But then, how about this? Cut back 20 years ago, I was bartending. This girl goes, "Oh, I'm a psychic. I'm a this. I'm a that." And I go, "Yeah, all right, bullshit, whatever." She goes, "Step out from the bar. I'm going to read you." So she puts her hands on me, and she's doing this all up and down my back. She goes, "Oh my God, you worry about everything," which I do,
Okay, so do I.
Wait.
See, that could have been me.
but I don't act like it. I've got ponytails on. I'm like, "Hey, fuck you." She's not thinking I worry about everything. You can't tell that off of my personality, but whatever. Then she goes, "Your grandmother crossed over." And I go, "No, she didn't." She goes, "I'm seeing her on the other side. So if she didn't cross over, she's crossing
Make
over."
a phone
Go
call.
visit. Go
Very-
visit.
She goes, "Very soon."
How soon?
Well, that was February. June, she dies.
That's not that soon.
Hold on.
It was the
Hold
next
on.
day.
She goes, "But here's what I want to tell
You
you."
know what's horrible? She said you worry too much, and then she tells you your grandmother's
Hurry
gonna
up.
die.
She's going to die.
Wait, so here's what she says. So she goes to me.
ridiculous.
So before she goes, "But once your grandmother dies," she goes, "you have a connection with this woman. I see a very strong connection." And she lived with me for 17 or 20 years.
Who?
My grandmother.
Oh.
So she was like, we were always together. She goes, "You have a different kind of relationship with her. I see much more of a mother type of, like, she's a strong." She goes, "When she dies, she's going to level your life. She's going to bring you your husband." She goes to me, "She's going to bring you your husband."
Okay.
Okay. I was like, "She's going to bring me my husband." All right.
Back to the sex club.
Back to
Flash forward.
Flash forward to Jeffrey Wands. He's telling me all this shit about my father and how my grandmother was holding her, whatever.
Her what? Her
Her
private?
baby, her private. So if I would have said
private.
no, he would have said, oh, well, she had a miscarriage. There's always ways that they go around it.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
But here's what she says about my grandmother.
What?
She goes, she steps forward and she's very, strong. And I see your grandfather in the background, which most women are strong. All women are men.
And the
Anybody
grandfather is in the
related to
background.
you in your family tree?
Yeah,
I don't know. Some are
exactly.
paper tigers,
Now-
but I digress.
as he's
What's her name?
as he's finishing up with my father, all of a sudden he goes, wait a minute. He goes, she's stepping forward again, and she's telling me to tell you, she wants you to know she brought you your husband.
Well, how are you going to prove that?
Patty, you go,
No,
what?
but the other psychic told her that
Patty,
years
20
before.
years ago she said that to me, the psychic, when I was
So
like,
wait, two psychics said, but don't you think that there's a psychic book where they go, look, here's what you're going to say to people. They brought you your husband, then people are going to go, oh my God, he brought me my husband.
You know what would have been funny?
No?
Yeah.
If he said, she wants you to know I brought you your husband, you should have stood up and go, fucking, I
Well,
said
I
thank
did.
you already. I said it
No,
once.
but here's what I had just done the show. I was going to go, couldn't she have picked the less hairy guy? That's what I would have said. But I was so in the moment of my father just passing.
Right.
So I didn't want to be funny at that very second because I was kind of like
Right.
taken back by him saying your father's there and whatever. But when he said that to me, when he said, she's stepping forward again, she wants you to know that she brought you your husband. She's the one that brought you your husband.
And now you believe that, though?
Why would the one
I
psychic...
just picture a whole classroom of psychics to be. Who brings the husband? The grandmother.
And the other one is there's a ring.
But no one's ever
I
said
see
that
a
to
ring.
me.
There's a ring. Here's the other one. They
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
I see a frame. There's a frame. You're like,
Yeah, yeah.
a frame? Oh my God, it's a
What
frame
was
with
their
my
favorite?
grandmother in it.
What was their favorite food? Pizza or pasta?
Yes. Wait, here's the other one they do. You go, I see something. I see November. Yes, November. Thanksgiving was my grandmother's favorite time. There's always
something, but this
Oh, by
was
the way,
weird.
muffin.
No one's ever said that.
That was the
before.
name of the paper tiger.
Very
Muffin.
No one's
good.
ever
Yeah.
said that to me
Okay.
before.
Okay.
That I'm allowed to say
Anyway.
because I was high school.
All
I
right,
did
so-
have one too. I mean, it's
Can
too
I
long
say?
of a story.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Both, and I want to articulate this for a while to both of you. But Patty, I've known you longer and better. It is amazing to me with the way the comedy industry is and all the crap we all wade through and all the difficulties, especially for women, that the two of you have been as funny as you are for as long as you are.
thanks.
Yeah. And what
That's
a
really-
joy this was. This
Yeah.
was
This was,
great.
Thank you for
wasn't this
having
fun?
us.
This
We
was great.
loved it.
We did love it. We loved
Except-
having you two on. And I've been
I love
telling
you
her
guys.
to get you two for the longest fucking time.
In fact, that time I worked with you at that
I said
shitty
you gotta
gig,
do the show.
we thought we were going to be doing it
Well,
that
I
week or
booked
something.
you way in the beginning, but then what happened?
It was
There
Queens.
it
They
was a
couldn't
date-
come to
no,
Queens.
No, it was
No,
a date mix-up.
It was a date mix-up
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
You're
they-
like, so are you coming this Monday? And both of us are like,
This Monday.
Yeah, I know. And then you were like, no, it's
Right.
the other thing. And I go, what the fuck?
Patty has.
Oh, yeah, don't even. So full of shit.
Thank you so
All right.
much for being here.
We
and,
loved you.
Thanks for having
You
us.
watched my
if-
two favorites. I love you to bits.
Right, if you ever
Right
get a
back at you,
chance,
babe.
Joe Bronzi,
Hilarious.
hilarious, gotta come see it, and Buddy Fitzpatrick,
Hilarious.
you have to see him.
Great.
Hilarious.
Thank
Funny,
you.
nice guys.
Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Chick
subscribe.
Thanks for
What
watching.
it's- Yeah. And we're going to be showing this from Chick Chat. Also, we are live from the comic strip, which I didn't say up front, which I'm supposed to say. Live from the comic strip. Thank you, comic strip. And we are here with Adam Hineker.
From the Rec Room.
From
Thank
the
you,
Rec
Adam.
Room.
Patty
in
can't remember
Queens.
that.
And he is our fantastic producer / sound /
Sleeping
Everything.
with black
letting us
people
know what
/
black women's vaginas
And
are like.
older women, too.
African American.
Older, he bangs old women and likes it, by the way.
Yes, he does.
Old dry vaginas, and he enjoys it.
Okay, good night, everybody.
Goodbye.